This is Dolynny TV, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. Let's do this. The Stanley Cup Finals finally here for the Edmonton Oilers and the Florida Panthers as we get set to get things underway for the first time since '06 for the Oilers in this round of the playoffs. Right, obviously we had 22 for the Western Conference Finals, but tonight, something we haven't done in a long while. Well, it's been 18 years, in fact, and now tonight the Oilers will look to try and take home a Game 1 victory in the Stanley Cup Final. That would be absolutely incredible after what has been an interesting day thus far, but definitely give me a second here, and let's get this going. Let's get this going, shall we? Bingo. Perfect. All right, friends, let's get this going. What do we know about tonight's hockey game? Well, what we know about tonight's hockey game as it currently stands, they don't even have who's starting tonight. They don't have nothing up there for us other than the most basic stats. For Florida this playoffs, averaging 3.24 goals per game. Goals against per game, 2.29 for Florida. The Oilers at 2.61 and 3.50. Special teams, definitely both sides in edge of the Edmonton Oilers thus far, so you like to see that here so far. It's been a productive postseason on the special teams for the Oilers, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do for us here this evening. So as we get set up for tonight's matchup, friends, it is going to be one heck of a night to just sit back and take it all in. That's the biggest part about it all for me tonight. I think just relishing the fact that for the first time ever, this is something that I get to do on the channel. For the first time ever, this is something that I think, in terms of Oilers land, the new landscape of media, the new landscape of fan interaction is available to. And we're really looking forward to taking advantage of that and making some real special moments happen here in this in these Stanley Cup Finals. For some reason, they have the Stanley Pup or something here tonight on TV. I didn't even know this was a thing. There was no advertising for it. I don't really know. You're just watching dogs roll around on a makeshift arena, basically. The NHL marketing however they can nowadays, but yeah, no, I'm excited for this one. A little bit gassed after a full day of ball. Obviously, a night of umpiring too, as you saw on the community tab of the channel here if you were paying attention during the midday. But it's going to be awesome to see where this one goes tonight, and looking forward to it here in about, I guess, to say 35, 40 minutes. Connor McDavid's beard has gotten to another level of crazy here. Here already is. We've got things rolling on the old score for the Stanley Pup. 7-5 the final, I guess, apparently, as they're trying to get everybody all geared up for this one. They got a half cut off Stanley. I don't even know what I'm trying to follow this, friends, with no sound. I'm missing a lot of this, but yeah, I think we're going to have ourselves a good hockey game again. Like I said today, it's something that I think a lot of Oilers fans who really know where they're looking at with this team, know where we're looking at against Florida. A lot of it is just, hey, give me one game. Let me see what the game's going to look like, and then let me make my series predictions from there. I think the safe prediction is, of course, Oilers in 6, but as it currently sits, I want to see Game 1, and I want to see Game 1 real bad. So, give me a moment here as well. Also, if you notice, I'm moving a little stiff today. Let's just say 3 ball games in 10-degree weather is not exactly the most, not exactly the most productive for the old body in terms of that, but yeah, that's where we're at. So to the chat we go here, friends, and welcome aboard. Calvin, welcome aboard. Toast, welcome in. And Zach, enjoy the channel, but unfortunately this series you got to say go Panthers. That is fair enough, but we'll see kind of how it goes here tonight, because right now as it sits, obviously the Oilers have plenty of time to get to work in this series, and I think so do the Florida Panthers, and that's what's going to make this one fun. I don't think by any means Game 1 settles who's going to win this series, but it's definitely a good indication in terms for the Oilers, kind of how it's all going to roll out, you could say. as you don't want to be fighting back, but you also don't want to get too far ahead of yourselves. Wayne, good evening to you as we get things fired up towards tonight's hockey game here in a matter of what? Just about 40 minutes. My goodness, the Stanley Cup final. And I mean, I was sitting there playing that last ball game out on Diamond 1 in Crossfield, and it's windy, cold, miserable, cloudy, all that. And all of a sudden, I think it was the second batter at the bottom of the first, it just hit me like a rock. Like, I mean, I've talked about the nerves. I've talked about the dropping of the stomach throughout the playoffs, every pregame and stuff. But today, unlike any other, it hit like I have not seen all told so far. And it definitely rattled me a little bit there in that ball game. I can say that for sure. But as we go here, Tony and Dean, welcome aboard. We're going to try and take care of business here tonight. That's really all it comes down to, is they've got original productions for the NHL, and now all of a sudden we get a little glory shot of the Stanley Cup and in the intro into Hockey Night in Canada, which is still just baffles me that we only have a half-hour show ahead of the Stanley Cup final, although it is, of course, a Saturday in Canada, and the Oilers are playing in the Stanley Cup final. Totally forgot about that. Totally forgot it was Saturday. You know, it's been a pretty big weekend so far. Peak Night Days going on down there in Crossfield. Walked through the parade tonight, and obviously now we'll see where we go this afternoon. We'll see where we go tonight as the Oilers and Panthers get up all started for the Stanley Cup final. As I can't even make words. Timo, welcome aboard. This is going to be fun. Honestly, this is going to be a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to it. Alvin, welcome in as well. As the Florida Panthers have been pretty good so far through these playoffs, but so too have the Edmonton Oilers. They've had some pretty big moments. Connor, none the bigger, scoring that power play goal and that absolute beauty against Dallas in game number 6 to get the scoring going. So tonight we're going to see what the watch parties down in Edmonton have for us. Obviously that's going to be electric, and I can't wait to get down there, whether it be game 4, whether it be game 6. I cannot wait to get down there. Of course, game 7, no matter what, we'll have to make a special exception for, but we'll figure out something here as the game 1 of the Stanley Cup final. They've even got a new graphic overlay as we get set up for the Oilers and the Florida Panthers here as everybody's getting things going. Someone's in that old retro one. There's Mick Mullet. You'll love to see it. Our man down there in Florida in Sunrise. And there's the Edmonton Oilers fans back home going nuts. That's always a good sign, as well as everybody's ready to get things rolling tonight. So, Landon, welcome in as we are gearing up towards tonight's hockey game, friends. And this is where it looks like we might actually have the broadcast inside the arena tonight. You are not telling me they actually pulled it off. Even though it's a half-hour show, yes, indeed, we've got a broadcast from inside the arena down there at Amaranth Bank Arena. That's awesome to see Hockey Night in Canada actually getting down there. I know that's what they had promised, but they had said there might been some difficulties setting it up down there in the States, whether it been New York or Florida, but they got her done, and now all of a sudden here we are, friends, just moments away from the Stanley Cup final getting underway. And to be honest with you, as much as I can say that I like the Oilers' chances and all that, I just don't think there's anywhere they're going to be denied. It's not about how much I like them. It's just about how much they are not willing to lose this one here. So we'll see where it goes. Brian, good evening to you. Glad to see you in the chat, but if you are indeed watching on the TV, definitely soak in every minute, friends. As much as I appreciate you hanging out with me tonight and the rest of the series, definitely soak it in for yourself as much as possible, because we are in for some fantastic hockey here against the Florida Panthers, and we're going to see where this goes here tonight. Jamie, welcome in as we get things fired up towards puck drop. Kevin BX, it looks like just handed out smelling salts on the panel as we get geared up for tonight's hockey game here at just past 6 o'clock. I think 6:08, 6:10, somewhere in there is when puck drop is scheduled to be this evening as we go here for the Florida Panthers, who so far in these playoffs have 12 wins and 5 losses. The Oilers with 12 wins and 6 losses you can assume Stuart Skinner will be in net, and so too will be Sergei Bobrovsky for the Florida Panthers. Obviously, Florida handing the Oilers a 5-1 and 5-3 defeat twice over this season in a span of less than a month back in November, December. I guess that Florida defeat would have been the last one or the second last one before the 16-game win streak, somewhere in there. And as we look here as well for the Edmonton Oilers, Connor McDavid leading the NHL playoffs with 31 points. Trust me, he is going to have his moment to shine, and he is going to take every single second of it to heart and give us the best possible. So here you have it as the redemption tour for the Florida Panthers hits Edmonton as we go in Florida right now, and you've got somebody with the sign there, "Let's win this for Ben." So fun things to do while flying for the Edmonton Oilers. It was a 7.5-hour flight. Well, you got Mario Kart, you got some poker, you got Schnarps. What's Schnarps? I think I've ever heard of that. Watch movies or go to sleep. A good old plane nap's never a bad thing at all. So, friends, Jim, welcome aboard, and as well Bane, welcome in, and Mark, welcome back. As we get everybody set up for tonight's action, we should be just close to hockey time. Like I said, around 6:08, 6:10. As we look over to, do they got Gene Principe down there? Do they really got Gene Principe down there? That would be absolutely insane. No, they got David Amber and Elliot Friedman down there. That's tough. I guess Gene's probably back in Edmonton reporting on the crowds. So, friends, we are literally moments away from broadcast time tonight, and we'll see where this Edmonton Oilers team can take us this evening as we get set up for what will be the final opportunity for the Edmonton Oilers. It was Gretzky's 4th season, lost and then won the next season for his first time in the Stanley Cup final. Mario Lemieux's 7th season, he won it. And then as well you have, who else are we going to roll on out here? Sidney Crosby, 3rd season, lost, won the next season. And now you've got Alex Ovechkin, 13th season, and won. So somehow, well, I guess the greatest players of all years. And here's Connor McDavid in his 9th season in the NHL, about to possibly rally off the biggest victory of his career. So, Sam, welcome aboard. Who chips in the first Edmonton goal? Well, I'm going to tell you this evening, I think it's pretty obvious, same as it was with Dallas, that it'll be Connor McDavid. Just simply put, the guy is not going to be denied. I know Draisaitl is going to factor in big time, but it's going to be those two dueling each other to be the brightest star in the series, and of course the Conn Smythe winner, because it's really going to come down to either one of those two to win the Conn Smythe. And I think just they're going to put their stamp all over it here early. If they indeed plan on winning it, they're going to put their stamp all over it here early. As Paul Maurice stares into the camera for the broadcast right now, that was a little uncomfortable eye contact there. But Mick, good evening to you as well, and Pursuit, welcome in as Hockey and Metal joins us along for another ride here tonight. We are setting up towards game time here in a matter of moments, my friends, as obviously the Florida Panthers and Edmonton Oilers ready to come down the tunnel for warm-ups by the looks of it here in a matter of moments, as Sam Carrick appears to be in the lineup here tonight, or else at least taking the pre-game skate. The Florida Panthers coming out of the room, getting shuffled up, ready to hit the ice, and the Oilers obviously as well hanging out back there, waiting around. So we'll see what the Oilers have in store for us. That's going to be the most fun part of all this, is just watching the pace and intensity the Edmonton Oilers come out with here this evening. So, yeah, that's where we're at, as Jason Demers is apparently down there at Amaranth Bank Arena, as he's hosting a YouTube hangout tonight, I believe, as well. As looks like Jack Michaels has his broadcast location. Not a bad way to close out the 25th year in pro hockey. Well, it's pretty incredible that Mr. Jack Michaels has already been on the call in pro hockey for 25 years, and year 25 ends in the Stanley Cup final one way or another. So we are pretty dang lucky there for sure. So a planned 6:21 Mountain Time puck drop in Sunrise for Game 1. So there you have it. Game 1 is Game 1 is just that. So we'll see where we go as history continues tonight. The Oilers obviously have the Stanley Cup patch, as you saw on the live stream thumbnail, as well as the Edmonton Oilers and Florida Panthers get set to get underway here in Game 1. Like I said, at 6:21, and then we're going to see kind of how that all develops from here as they're showing highlights of Connor McDavid doing Connor McDavid defensive, offensive things. And you love to see just kind of the, more or less, the impact he's had in the series so far. Obviously, they're now showing Sasha Barkov photos here as well, or video at least. As we'll see where this goes as across. They're going to show Barkov breaking up another pass there. It's going to be a good matchup of top-line centers. Only problem for the Florida Panthers is the Oilers have a second #1 center in Leon Draisaitl as well, so I'm excited to see how that all plays out. Jamie's been watching along since 1983. That's a long time to be watching the old Edmonton Oilers. And Linda, I guess asking the biggest question of the night, where's Matt? Matt texted me early on Thursday saying, not going to be able to make it, weekend plans, got some stuff to do, take care of business here on the stream tonight, so that is what we will do. And of course, well, we'll see where this one takes us as the Oilers head out for warm-up. Oilers fans definitely bundled up a little bit more than the usual during the watch parties. It's a cool day in Alberta, not necessarily a bad thing. Obviously, a lot happening across the province right now. I think there's been some fires, there's been some water main breaks in Calgary if you're hanging out for that. And obviously as well, just kind of watching them with temperature go up and down and across the board here. It was 25 degrees yesterday in southern Alberta, and now it's 10 degrees, if that, maybe 9, all day today in Crossfield. So Wake's wishing for some hot wings. I'll tell you, I might just have to go dummy some hot wings after this hockey game's up and done. I just don't know how I'm going to find hot wings at this time of night when this game's over and done with. So Timo asking if this jersey is limited edition. So I don't know if it was limited edition. They just probably didn't print a whole bunch because it was a special jersey, a reverse retro. It was a collection done by Adidas over the course of 2020-2021. So the no fans year, you could say. So we'll see where this goes. Is this is where it's at? And yeah, we'll see where obviously the Oilers take things here tonight. Yeah, as this will take us from here. But Zach Hyman's talking with the panel right now, trying to get things going. As Hyman looks like he might have trimmed up the beard a little bit here. I don't know if he trimmed it up or styled it or something. He seems to have a little bit more handlebar look going on his upper lip right now. So good on him. But Mr. Doom, welcome aboard. How am I doing? Well, I'm a little sore today. Got a little bump on my arm here and kind of slid into second there in the ball game in this middle portion of the day, and ended up smashing my arm into the second bag as I slid through, and it's all of a sudden a little bit of a mess there. So we'll battle through. But Maine watched the last cup on black and white 5-inch portable TV when that was high tech back then. That's fair. And Landon clubbing back at that comment there in KTKU. Austin sent you over. Well, definitely send back the thank yous to Austin for sending you guys over before his stream fires up. I think he's firing up around 6 o'clock. It's only 5:43. It's been a scramble of a day. I honestly don't know where we ended up, where we started, where we're going, but it's been an interesting day thus far. As we'll see where the Oilers have to take us. As it looks like the hockey guy is also live with a live stream prior to Game 1 of the Cup Final. And then, of course, you got Oilers Nation. You've got Edmonton Sports Talk live with 2 different things right now. And then that's where it's at. So we'll see where this wants to go as we go this evening. So yeah, we'll see where this all goes together tonight. So Some welcome aboard. Playoff Beard is doing good. Let me tell you, I'm excited to see where it is in 2 weeks' time, right? Is 2 Saturdays from now, I guess. Not quite 2 Saturdays. It would be 2 weeks. If you want to count today, it would take us to Friday the 21st. That's when I'm excited to see the Playoff Beard and what it's all about. Because that'd be interesting to see the Oilers in Game 6 against the Florida Panthers. That is for sure. So that's where we'll go, as Austin has canceled his. Yes, I am just seeing that. I just confirmed that for myself, as it's a unfortunate go. I'm hoping he gets better here. I know a lot of folks down here in southern Alberta are suffering from some kind of stomach flu or some kind of just overall flu. We've had quite a few guys missing from work over the course of the past few weeks as well. So yeah, as we go here, Northern Farm Girl, welcome aboard. Thank you so much for being back again. And Gomer, welcome in. We're going to see what we do this evening as we continue to go along. As maybe the furthest out west fan tuning in from Hawaii. Well, hey, thanks for being aboard. I think we're going to, I guess when it comes to the international date line, was Fiji over the border, or is Fiji still on our side of the whole shenanigans? I'm not sure how that all plays out, but we'll see where this goes. So here we go. We got Kevin Bieksa talking on the old panel right now. We're rolling along here, friends. We're waiting to get things going. 6:21 is when we're officially going to drop the puck. As the hits in the playoffs thus far, the Panthers have far out hit the Oilers. That's just it's just the case, because the Oilers really against Dallas didn't throw the body much because they didn't have to. I think against LA they kind of got out hit quite a bit, but it was because LA just was, that was the only thing they could do, is hit the body, and then that's really all it took. So we'll see where this goes, as yeah, that's where it's at. As Jeff, what's the third number in those stats lines? OT wins. So that's Sportsnet. They don't know how to calculate wins and losses in the playoffs. That third stat line you see on your scoreboard right there is the overtime losses in the playoffs, which again, I understand that works in the regular season, but that shouldn't be there in the playoffs, that's for sure. So we'll see how that all shakes out. But yeah, we'll see. I gotta really be careful with my hands here, all covered in shale after playing in the dirt all day. Hopefully we can kind of avoid disaster here. The body's a little banged up today. I can see just nicks and bangs along my hands all over, and it's going to be interesting to see how well I handle the pain tomorrow, getting up early and getting the ball as soon as possible. I know we have some playoff games going on tonight, and I do want to send a shout out back to Crossfield here tonight, to the Pirates, for letting me come back home and get this live stream from the studio off and underway for you. As yeah, obviously it's something that I wasn't willing to miss, and they were willing to accommodate, and I'm very grateful for that. We had a pretty weird day, rough day, I guess you could say. A really good start, and then losing by one, that always sucks, but hey, we could put in a good effort. And then that final game, it was just everybody was beat down by the wind, everybody was beat down by the cold. We were playing a pretty good team anyway, and it just ended up being a loss anyhow. So we'll see where this goes. So Gord, thank you so much. And William, the Oilers' penalty kill percentage is at 93.9%. I will tell you, as it was against Dallas, as it is tonight against Florida throughout the rest of the playoffs, if the Oilers maintain a playoff penalty kill above 90%, they will win the Stanley Cup. That is all it comes down to. There is no more simpler math to be done. If the Oilers' penalty kill continues to kill 9 out of every 10 penalties, so pretty much 9 out of every 10 penalties, which would equal out to be about only giving up a power play goal against 1 per game, and 1 every 3 or 4 games, that is going to equal wins. That is going to equal lifting the cup, hopefully at home in either game 4 or game number 6. Roger, welcome aboard. As hi Mel. Well, I'm going to tell you, I don't want to miss streaming game 4 or 6 if we have a chance to win at home, but I'm going to go over there, be there, and miss it for sure. As it's one of those things, like I was talking about in a video earlier today, you just can't pass up an opportunity to be a part of a historic moment in the city of Edmonton, and something that I wish would have happened while I was living there during the course of college. So hopefully we can make that happen here as the playoffs go along. But we are now officially just about 31 minutes away from puck drop. We are going to have ourselves a long run up to this one tonight, so looking forward to that. But as we go here again, friends, tonight, I think 1,000 watch hours is a pretty safe bet, if I'm not kidding you right there, as we'll just quickly take a look at that right now, as we're up to 23.66 on the stream thus far, so we're rolling along here this evening. But yeah, we'll see where the Oilers can get things going. As Magic, welcome aboard as well. Glad to see everybody tuning in. Scout, missed you just a moment ago, but we're seeing everybody trickle on in here this evening as yeah, the Oilers are rolling here tonight. As Stuart Skinner, first 8 games of the playoffs, 322 goals against average, 877 save percentage since being pulled versus the Canucks. 8 games, 6-2 record. Absolutely stellar numbers for Stu. Looking forward to him pulling it off and crushing it here out. So first 3 rounds of the 2023 playoffs, and for Bobrovsky in 2024, his save percentage has been a tick below what it was last year overall. Friends, give me a moment. I'm going to quickly run upstairs and grab my water bottle. I love drinking the Pepsi, but I'll tell you, I do need a drink here. It's been a long day. Take me a moment. Alright, friends, my apologies. Just had to make a quick trip up. You know, you're used to seeing the water bottle, but doing our part here tonight, I guess you could say, to conserve water in southern Alberta after that Calgary water main break, as obviously a lot of folks in Calgary haven't had a chance to shower in a couple days, or you have, and it is what it is. But obviously Rogers is calling for it, for the Stanley Cup to come on home. Jim, welcome aboard. Glad seeing everybody in the chat here tonight. Spencer, welcome in as well, as we get set up for this evening's hockey game here in about the 6:21 mark. That's when we're expecting to see things. That's when we're expecting to get things going. As some save water, drink beer. Well, I will tell you, everybody in Crossfield, it's rodeo weekend in Crossfield this weekend. For those of you that don't know, that's where I spend a lot of my time. But Crossfield will be drinking beer tonight. They will not worry about the waters at the rodeo grounds this evening, especially considering water is going to make you cold. Beer will keep you warm, right? So let's get it going. We'll see where this one goes. But I will have to put the water bottle up here since it is plastic. It's not going to necessarily sit on the old heater as much as it should, but we'll battle through. As yeah, right now we continue to just kind of see things get fired up here this evening. As yeah, we're gonna go see here to what we need to know is on the call for NHL International alongside the great Kevin Weeks. So EJ Hradek and Kevin Weeks calling the game as we continue to roll through everything here. I don't think there's anything else to really worry about here. I think we're good. Yeah, we should be just about set up for tonight, as the lines are in warm-up. RNH, McDavid, Hyman, Kane, Draisaitl, Holloway, Fogle, McLeod, Perry, Janmark, Henrique, and Brown. My goodness, that is a pretty deep lineup, if you're not kidding me here. It's going to be tough for old Sam Gagner to crack in, but one would assume Sam Gagner finds his way into the lineup here in game number 6. So, Rachel, welcome in, as we also see Jordan tuning in this evening. Yeah, we will see where we go, as it's a big moment to finally be in the Stanley Cup Finals, and I'm absolutely enjoying it. So, we'll see where this one goes here this evening. As friends, let's just not get too arguable in the chat. All right, we don't want to get too arguable here. We are going to just, before we get anyone going here this evening, I'm just going to remove that there, Lee, and let's just keep it out to that. I like the Calgary water break, whatever you want to think about it, it's fine, but let's not get anything going here this evening, as we've got the NHL releasing details about Four Nations face-off next February as we get this going here tonight. So, yeah, this is where we're at. But, yeah, for Sam Gagner, it's going to be very hard to crack the lineup over the course of the next 6 games, but obviously to get your name on the cup, you have to play in the Stanley Cup Final, I do believe. So, we'll see where that one goes here tonight. So, friends, let's just simmer in the chat here, all right? Let's just simmer in the chat. We don't need to be going out there doing all this tonight. But, yeah, this is where we're at right now. Queuing up David Amber and Elliot Friedman, getting things going for this evening's hockey game in a matter of, about what is it, 5:56, so about 26 minutes, somewhere in there, I guess, as we're looking at Matthew Tkachuk's last 2 All-Star games, All-Star Game MVP in 2023 in Sunrise, Florida, and Connor McDavid, the skills winner in the competition in Toronto. I don't know why that matters at all. I don't know why they're bringing that up at all for this, but yeah, I guess that's something they needed to talk about ahead of the Stanley Cup Final. I mean, I miss when Hockey Night in Canada actually gave a dang about the actual Cup Final instead of just talking nonsense all the time, but it is what it is. They're obviously trying to change up the game to some degree or whatever they're doing, but yeah, they're looking at interviews here with Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl with Elliot Friedman. As Leon Draisaitl talking with Elliot Friedman here, and then of course we'll catch some words from Connor McDavid, but at the end of the day, so it's going to be awesome. So yeah, we'll see what we can do here, friends. This hockey game is going to be an awesome opportunity to see the Oilers really get after it in game number 1. That's the biggest thing. Is I've told everybody, give me a game to see where the Oilers are truly at. Obviously, after this long of a time off, and secondarily to that as well, you've kind of got the situation with, it is Florida, it's not LA, it's not Dallas. Vancouver, obviously, so far our toughest test in these playoffs. The biggest question now for the Oilers is, can you match the intensity? I don't care about the physicality. I don't care about the speed. I don't care about all the nonsense everybody's talked about, the forecheck, whatever. It's just Florida plays intense hockey, right? They're on you all the time. They're playing you hard. They're playing you fast, right? I'd say I don't give a crap about all that, but you get where I'm going. Is as well, though, it's just about coming to the plate and playing harder than them. I don't care if it's in this category, that category. You're going to find the categories you have to play harder than them to have success in. You do it, you get it done, you have success, you move on, win the Stanley Cup. That is where it is. So, Margaret, welcome aboard as the Oilers look to get set up for tonight's action here in, well, we're closing in. Closing in about 33 minutes. No, 23 minutes. 23 minutes. That's the math. Trying to figure out the math, and obviously here as well, this is where the part of the day is my, I should probably have cleaned my glasses prior to coming on stream, so we'll take those off and just forget about them for the rest of the way home here. And this is where all of a sudden, oh my goodness, guy needs a haircut, guy needs beard trim, guy's starting to look like our old friend over here. You don't need the beard to look like this guy anymore, eh? Look at this. Look at this. You can't even tell us apart at this point. We're looking side by side, the exact same guy here right now, based on what's going on here. So, my goodness, we'll see if I go running down through Calgary or through Edmonton here in 2 weeks' time in that squirrel suit. As Medusa welcome in, as yeah, we'll see where we go. So, it's going to be awesome, but hopefully for the Oilers we get this done. Magic saying looking all 1970s scruffy guy. I guess that is true. If you watch any of the old footage of kind of early television guys throughout, I guess, the 70s, early 80s, this kind of beard was kind of a prevalent theme there at some points as well. Not necessarily for the on-camera guys, but for the off-camera guys. As Gord, you still say the Oilers have great depth. They do. That's the biggest thing. They absolutely do have great depth. So that's an exciting kind of situation here for us. The fact that for the Oilers, they have a good chance to get something going here in terms of all four lines. As hey, welcome aboard. You're hoping the Oilers smash the Panthers from a New York fan. There you have it, friends. Bang, right? Flames fans are supporting Florida. New York fans are supporting the Edmonton Oilers. Tripp and welcome aboard. Thank you so much for the super chat there as well. As Timo's saying as well, the Oilers have been good all around. Haven't been able to say that in many years. Yes, that's just it, right? Many years it's taken for the Oilers to build up to be an all-around team again, and finally they are, and that's the most exciting part about all of this is just watching them game in, game out, just play complete hockey, or as close to it as you're possibly allowed to play in the playoffs. And Wayne, don't you worry, the Razor's not coming out until this is over. Like I say, 2 weeks time, right? Friday, June 21st, this thing ends when Edmonton in a Game 6 victory for the Edmonton Oilers. At least one hopes. So they got Kid Leroy out there wearing the Florida Panthers jersey, having a good little time, I guess, singing for a pre-game concert. And Epiphany, welcome aboard. As yeah, well, you would assume sometimes the way I get hyped up on the coffee that might have had some Baileys in there, but definitely don't. But yeah, we're rolling here, friends, getting towards action tonight. As we go again to quickly check things in the background of the stream. How about 45.78 hours watched? We still got 19 more minutes to go before we get things underway tonight. In fact, I'm still wearing my ball pants, quite honestly, which is absolutely insane to think about here tonight, as we're still rocking the ball pants for a full day. Even though it's not a ball day, but looks like we are going to get the intro in here in a matter of moments for tonight's hockey game, as they've got the promo there, June 21st, for the bike riders. That actually looked like it would be a decent little movie, as they're showing off some commercials for turkey right now as well. Interesting, but we're waiting to get underway here for tonight's action, friends. The Edmonton Oilers, obviously, will get things rolling this evening, as looks like Brendan Escott had a little bit of action for you on YouTube here today as well. Looking like he posted to Twitter as well, so good for Brendan Escott getting in there. Rick, welcome aboard. Finally, the finals. I think we can all say that honestly, right? It's taken us a long time to get here, and thank you again for the super chat, but it's been a long journey. I think we finished up last Sunday, and now all of a sudden it's Saturday. It's been a long haul to get here. It's been a long week. Ball game Monday night, 3 ball games today. Obviously, work was an absolute slammer. I don't know about you guys back home, but work this week was a slammer. Obviously, construction season is here, and bang, we are running with it as fast as possible. So we'll see where this goes. As hopefully this gets us rolling this evening. As Roger, welcome aboard. Canucks, welcome in. And Simple, welcome in. As yeah, the Grizzly Adams look is definitely starting to come out. It's In fact, I've actually got still my 2 remnants just on each side of my handlebars from the start of the playoffs. All the hairs that haven't fallen out yet because they're too long. This side, for some reason, is growing extra long, and it's just absolutely crazy that, I don't know if you can see this here on the camera, but there's a whole section of my beard that's, for some reason, almost a centimeter longer than the rest. It is quite something, to be honest with you, as we go here. 18 years to get here, Magic, even if the Oilers, do that in the bed. It's nice to finally be in the Stanley Cup final. It is. It is nice to finally be here, but the biggest thing is this is our moment to get it done, right? This is, for the Oilers, you absolutely cannot afford to not get it done this year. This is, for Connor McDavid so far, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And I think 100%, if you don't come away with the cup, you're going to be kicking yourself pretty hard. So, again, friends, we're rolling along here tonight. I will tell you, if you are new to the channel, definitely consider hitting that subscribe button here to stay tuned for the rest of the playoffs, right? We got at least 3 more streams. I guess tonight's one of the 3 streams left. If not, 5, 6, maybe 4, maybe whatever it takes. Whatever the series takes, -1. That's how this all plays out, as we've got the pregame intro here for Hockey Night in Canada, as we're going to get things kicked off on tonight's broadcast. They've got some video footage of the guys getting set. Leon Draisaitl's beard looking absolutely unreal as it's in the air here for the Oilers. As and Aaron Ekblad rolling in, and everybody kind of getting set for this one. Connor McDavid's wild hair, Evander Kane going down the tunnel, obviously Bobrovsky leading the team out, as both teams making a point of not touching the trophies for either conference. This is going to be an absolute beauty here tonight, that is for sure, as they show off some of the highlights of some past champions coming out on the ice, some past contenders as well. Patrick Roy gets a brief appearance, Sasha Barkov coming down the tunnel, Adam Henrique as well. This is looking good. I wish I knew what the music was, but of course if I turn up the volume, I'm going to sit here and accidentally give myself a copyright strike. So give me a second to tell you what they're playing music to. Oh, they're playing In the Air by Phil Collins. Nice. I Can Feel It, or whatever the actual song title is. But there you have it. That's going to be awesome to see, as the Edmonton Oilers are officially, as of now, from puck drop, less than 4 wins away from the Stanley Cup. And that's absolutely incredible to think about, friends. It's been a long journey. Obviously, the beards, the hair, everything shows it right there. But for the Oilers tonight, it's going to be a fun one. Daniel, welcome aboard as well. Justin, welcome in. As we got Daniel tuning in. Chet, welcome back. And what we got? Brian tuning in as well, and Gord. Definitely, that's the big thing as well. Hit the like button tonight, friends. That is where we really have a chance to get crazy this evening, is if that like button gets the old likes on it a little bit early on. We should have a good chance by the end of the game to really have something, especially if the Oilers are having a good game tonight. And we're going to set the tone. Well, I guess that would mean, actually, I should definitely check if the new season of Shoresy has another episode out. I guess it's been a week since the last one released, right? So episode 4 should be out already. So we should be almost set up for a good opportunity post-game to catch the new episode of Shoresy this week. Is waiting a week was brutal, but it sort of makes it sweeter. Let it sink in. It's the Oilers' time again. Well, that's where the best part is, right? Is we got to take a whole week off in the middle of June, and the Oilers continue to play after it. So that's a special moment, as they're showing all the highlights here of past champions right now, carrying and carting around the cup and having a good old time, drinking out of the dang thing on the ice like they used to back in the day. As yeah, we're going to see, as Calco, welcome aboard. As this is where we're going to be, as the Stanley Cup final obviously gets underway in less than 12 minutes of play. As Fred, welcome aboard, as time to fry up some Panther steaks while tonight the Oilers have got to definitely be cooking. That's what I'll tell you. It's definitely out of the gate. You got to be working, you got to be hitting, you got to be skating, and you got to be moving, or else the Florida Panthers are going to take you to school, at least in game one. Not too worried about game number 3 or whatever, but in game 1, if you're not moving your feet, the Florida Panthers are going to absolutely dummy you. But we'll see where this goes. As Ace, welcome aboard, as well as this will be a little bit of a pregame intro into this one, as we got some Oilers fans again down there. McMullet's hanging out down with all the Oilers fans inside and outside the building as the Stanley Cup Finals get things going here tonight. The Florida fans wearing the old reverse retro around the rink as Oilers fans try and bring us home outside of Rogers Place, as the Ice District Plaza is, I think, pregame at capacity, which is pretty incredible, to be honest with you, as we have Hockey Night in Canada presented by Rogers as we go inside Amarant Bank Arena, and we look forward to getting this going here tonight, friends. We are closing in, obviously, on puck drop. Kyle Bukowski's talking things over with us as he gets set up to get this building rocking for us this evening, as I think they will have that whale horn or whatever that they crank up inside the arena there, as Ariana Grande is obviously showing off the love for Florida in this one, as well as Sash Barkov, Nikita Kucherov there. Talking things over, David Pastrnak. Oh, they're showing off the face of the franchise that Barkov has taken down so far. It's been Barkov against some pretty elite names. I think when you look at Kucherov, Pastrnak, and Panarin, those are all names in the MVP race. And now all of a sudden you have here as well, you have this guy right now, Barkov, trying to take down Mr. Connor McDavid. That's pretty incredible. But there's McDavid out on the ice in game 1's warm-up. The beard is absolutely flowing. Connor's got the same thing going here as I do. That little line there where you can never properly shave correctly. Just doesn't happen. As Alphonso Davies talking things over as well to the Edmonton Oilers in a message of support pre-game, obviously, for Leon Draisaitl as we get things going here tonight. As Johnny welcome in, and we'll see where this one goes here tonight as we go back to David Amber and Elliot Friedman, and we get set up for this one minute by minute. I think the Saskatchewan Roughriders actually won down there at Commonwealth today, because of course they did. That's the only way that game was going to play out. It's the Elks at home, so again, you know what my feelings are on that. As CG, welcome aboard as we get set up for this one. All right, James, welcome aboard as well. We're seeing everybody trickle on through the turnstiles here, friends. We are just about set up for hockey. It's now 6:12. We're inside the 10-minute warning, so if you need another beverage, if you need a bathroom break, if you need something to eat, go get that now. We are about to get a puck drop here in a matter of moments, and then this Edmonton Oilers team is going to get to work against the Florida Panthers this evening, or at least I hope so, because they have talked a good game all week, and we'll see where this goes. So this Edmonton Oilers hopefully can figure out how to get this job going, as this is now for Matthias Ekholm. He's in the tunnel there with Adam Henrique and Zach Hyman rocking and rolling, and we'll see where they go. As this is now Florida getting the crowd amped up for this. Everybody's waving the white towels in the stands right now as Stuart Skinner ready to come on down the tunnel here as this one gets going. As Andrew, welcome into the chat, and as well David, welcome in, as this Edmonton Oilers team is set to get going. The Florida Panthers enter the ice right now. Panthers enter through a weird exit. They don't enter from the bench. I didn't know that. As the Oilers come down the tunnel as well here right now, as the Florida Panthers are hitting the ice. Everybody doing the glove taps right now, and there's the Oilers entering action as well, as Connor McDavid coming down the tunnel, slowly but surely getting set for this one, as we are just about set for action here. As all right, Sorry, making sure we get the old plans after the fact. All right, here we go. The Oilers are about set to get this going. Mr. Zach Hyman on the ice. He's already set at the blue line. Ekholm joins him. Xavier, welcome aboard. As we are ready to get this job going here, friends. The Oilers and Panthers ready to get going this evening as here we go. All right. We got Leon Draisaitl. They're showing some of the old highlights of the biggest disappointments for the Oilers this season and over the course of the past few years, and now all of a sudden showing some of the biggest highlights for the Oilers, the wins, and obviously standing next to that Western Conference champion trophy right there. And now we are set for the Stanley Cup final, friends. The Oilers, the Panthers, Game 1, Stanley Cup Finals 2024. My goodness, this is an absolute beautiful moment. Soak it in, friends. This is going to be an amazing game to take in. Rookie head coach Chris Knobloch against veteran head coach Paul Maurice as both teams get set to get going here this evening. So we'll see where this goes, as this will be a face-off at center ice after the anthems. Obviously right now Florida just kind of getting things set up for this one, as they've got the Time to Hunt Redemption 2024, as we'll see where this goes. David, welcome aboard, and that's commitment to the cause, taking 2 weeks off work for this. As we go here for the anthems, it looks like they're going to have a little close-up zoom in on Chris Knobloch first, and then we're going to get to action here in a matter of moments. We got Mr. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins on the ice right now. Matthias Ekholm out there as well, as it looks like they're introducing each player one by one right now, or else the camera guy's just giving some airtime to one Matthias Ekholm, as he also got Zach Hyman. I guess we got plenty of time to burn here. It's only 6:17, so there you have it. And you can see Connor McDavid getting introduced here, and then Evan Bouchard getting introduced, and Bouchard wearing an absolute amazing beard here. Bouchard's probably got the best beard on the team right now, for considering how young he is at this point of his career. And we're going to have the old camera guy skate on over to one Stuart Skinner. What a steady shot that is. That's a beautiful looking shot. The spotlight on Skinner. And now the old camera coming in from the other side. Oh, this is some production work here by the in-house crew and by Rogers Sportsnet. This is awesome to see here. This has been fantastic so far, and pretty much a visual spectacular, as we've got Paul Maurice now being introduced for the Florida Panthers, and Paul Maurice knows what this moment means to him, obviously having been there last year and not being able to get it done. He'll hopefully try and get it done here this year for the Panthers, although I think you're going to see the Oilers try and have something to say about that themselves, as the Florida Panthers fans yelling in the stands. Barkov, Ekblad out there as well, as Ekblad, a long-serving veteran of this team now, a big beard on him. He's been battling them all playoffs, and the big thing for him is he's healthy this year. As I believe that's also Gustav Forsling getting introduced, as Florida Panthers fans continue to go insane inside the arena. And it's good to see, right? The Panthers actually have some fans that want to show up and get this going. So we'll see where this goes. As we look to get towards the anthems here in a matter of moments, I believe that's Carter Verhaeghe, number 13. We'll have to definitely check this out, but Matt asking if there's no Matt on stream. Yeah, no Matt this evening. Matt is tending to some stuff this weekend. Sent me the message earlier on in the week saying he wouldn't be available, and obviously with my tight schedule this weekend, I was not even at times today sure a stream was going to happen. Ended up with a flat tire in Crossfield today too. It's been a whole dang day, and somehow we were able to get home and get this job going. So we'll see where this goes. Hopefully for the Oilers, we can get this job done here. As we're gonna have the Stanley Cup come out to center ice right now. What? Why is the cup on the ice right now? Is this something we normally do in every game one of the Stanley Cup Finals nowadays? I do not remember this at all. As there's Leon Draisaitl kind of looking things over as they've got the cup here. Draisaitl's a little worried about this. But for Florida Panthers fans, a chance to see the Stanley Cup. As the cup, I guess, will be taking center ice for every single game. We got a World War II veteran on the ice right now. The old Panthers Army Armed Forces salute uniform. As we are about set to get things underway here, friends. The anthem singer are going to do the job here tonight. And is this somebody else? Sorry. As we've got a Bobrovsky jersey on there. I'm not 100% sure what's going on, but we are about set to get this going as the anthem singer John Acosta starts singing. And all right, friends, let's do this. The Edmonton Oilers ready to rock and roll as we got 10:30 a.m. Diamond 2 for the Pirates tomorrow. So we'll see where that takes us as tomorrow rolls on. Of course, friends, we're already up over 100 hours on the stream, so we are on our way to a productive evening here in terms of the back end of things. But for the Oilers, obviously, we got to see how things finish out tonight on the scoreboard as Oilers fans singing the anthem loud and proud downtown Edmonton in the Ice District. And there's going to be a lot to be said if the Oilers win the Cup about, and there's already been a lot said to get to this moment, about Daryl Cates, the vision of the new ownership taking over from the Edmonton Investors Group. Obviously, Cal Nichols getting a lot of praise as well, knowing that it was time for the Edmonton Investors Group to sell out and get somebody in there that could get the arena deal done. And that is where we obviously found Daryl Cates and where we find ourselves today. So it's again one of those things you got to take. You got to take a little bit of a moment pregame here to appreciate just how far this Oilers franchise has come in terms of all the off-ice stuff since our last appearance in the Stanley Cup Finals. Rexall was the beauty of a building, but it wasn't meant to play in the modern NHL, and nowadays, well, you got an absolute beauty of an arena that is meant to play for years going forward in Rogers Place. So here we go, friends. We got Madison Watkins singing the national anthem for the United States of America tonight as we get set up for this one. As the Edmonton Oilers hopefully coming out with a good effort, start to finish this evening. That's the big thing. Start to finish. The Oilers got to be the better team, or the Florida Panthers will find a way to get things going. As there is an opportunity here for the Florida Panthers to celebrate the country they play in, as Sergei Bobrovsky getting a shot here from behind him is a little bit of a, man, they got the guys skating around out there. They got a couple guys skating around out there. You love to see it. So Sam Bennett and a couple of Florida Panthers fans in some sparkly orange suits. Oh, it's going to be a good hockey game, friends. This one's going to be fun as we got the Florida Panthers kind of directors kind of talking things over. Hey, buddy. Hey, you coming on up this early in the game? Okay. Come on, bud. All right. Well, we got the good luck charm coming on by for the stream here tonight. So our little three-legged buddy will join us here on the broadcast for a brief few moments before he wants to be let down. But there you have it, friends. This is going to be... it's going to be awesome now. Oh, hey, we get a cuddle for a brief moment. Hey, you probably smell all the crumbs in my beard. Hey, buddy. Oh, okay. Did I just Did I just breathe in your face or something? Oh, there you go. You fell. Okay. All right. Here we go. Let's do this, friends. The Edmonton Oilers and the Florida Panthers just about set to get to action here. They are drawing out the national anthem. Looks like they are done now, have taken everybody off the ice. Be welcome aboard. We are ready for business here. The Stanley Cup on the ice right now as they direct everybody off the ice and kind of messed up that camera shot for a brief second. You know, as a guy who's produced some live events over the course of his life, you notice that kind of stuff as this one gets set to go. As who is going to bang the drum for Florida here? Is that Mike McDaniel? Okay, that's the Miami Dolphins head coach. That makes sense. He's banging the drum as they were trying to figure out the which celebrities would take in the drum for Florida. Well, I guess Mike McDaniel is the answer. As here we go. We are ready to get going here this evening, friends. Connor McDavid on the ice here for this evening's action. As we'll just take care of business for a little bit here. As let's go. The Edmonton Oilers ready to go for this one here as Chris Knobloch getting going. On the bench, Evander Kane's already looking over there at Matthew Tkachuk like, hey bud, you ready to rock? You ready to roll? Let's do this. As the Oilers get set up for tonight's action as Alexander Barkov gets going in this one as Stuart Skinner gets between the pipes for the Oilers. Sergei Bobrovsky standing above, shoulders above, face off, down, pushed forward by Connor over to Bouchard, fired in, and we are underway in the 2024 Stanley Cup Finals, pushing back into his own zone. Connor McDavid. McDavid now back to Bouchard over to the far side. The Oilers whipping around the puck with some pace here so far. Bobrovsky out to play it. Nice tip pass. Shot by Hyman. Rebound bobs down in the crease. And this one will go around to the far side as Nugent Hopkins rolls it back down low to McDavid. The Oilers get the first good chance of the series. Back to the point. Ekholm over to Bouchard. Over to the far side, and Ekholm skates around the defender. Ekholm down the wing now, far side for Hyman. Hyman out of the corner, spinning towards the net, dancing in front, goes behind. Hyman's got a puck over to the far side. It broke a stick in front for some reason. And here comes Ekman Larsson picking up the puck, and that's for Heggie. So I was used to Ekman Larsson wearing number 23 as this one now comes back near side, fired in there. Mikkola takes a huge hit from Kane. Kane absolutely dummied him there, and then a hit along the end wall as Kane will backhand into the neutral zone. This game is absolutely flying early on so far. As here you have it coming back inside the Oilers zone. Skinner batting it off the boards to the far side. Big hit there again by Draisaitl, who absorbs contact that time to get the puck going forward. Panthers steal it, fire it back in to the Oilers zone as here comes Tkachuk against Nurse. Nice play there by Nurse to get it over to Kane. Far side pass for Ceci. Ceci battling in the middle of the ice. Chips it down into the Florida zone. In the middle there is now Ekman Larsson. He taps to the Oilers blue line. Nice spin and fire by Kulak as the Oilers almost caught with too many men and now rushing back the other way. Holloway had a chance. Couldn't quite get going. Actually, that was Connor Brown. I don't know where I'm seeing these numbers here tonight. The Oilers away uniforms usually always mess me up as this comes along the near side. Tipped in by Brown. Back now for Bobrovsky to the far side. Picked up by the Florida Panthers. Over to the middle of the ice now. Through the middle. They're going to just kind of on the near side tap past Broberg. Picked up by Kulak. As this one is now picked again by Florida in the middle of the ice. They're doing exactly what they did against Dallas. Staying high in the neutral zone. Making it impossible for the Oilers to cleanly exit their zone. Now crashing inside the zone. Here's Broberg battling along the wall, just sat his man down, and then a big hit there by Lorentz takes Broberg to the ice as this chipped up there by Janmark, and this will be picked up now by McLeod as he flies through the middle of the ice over to the far side. Back high shot point from Ekholm goes up over top of the net as there's going to be contact along the wall. Panthers able to come up with the puck. This one's been physical so far as the Panthers fire into the far side corner. Here's Ekholm against Okposo as McLeod battles along the wall, picking up Panthers right to the middle of the ice to the far side. Ekblad fires the shot, blocked in front. I'm impressed. We're 3 minutes in, and the Oilers so far haven't taken a penalty to begin tonight's hockey game as Bouchard goes over to the far side. Ekholm with a breakaway pass for Fogle, couldn't get it, and then Perry knocks it down onside. Panthers gather. They're going to cut up through the middle and across the Oilers line and dribbled, where it's picked up and fired back inside the Panthers zone. Icing call there with 16:36 to go here in this one. So there you have it. All right. This one was a weird go so far to begin because he got that glorious chance by Hyman to put it off the mask of one Sergei Bobrovsky. 16:36 to go. Gustav Forsling with the puck. He plays it along the near side wall inside the Oilers zone. Back behind the net now. The Panthers rolling along, trying to get up back to the point. As this one comes near side boards instead. Reinhart battles it off the wall. Oilers turn over the puck in behind the net back. The Panthers fired it all the way to the blue line, but just couldn't get this going. 16:12 to go here in this first period of play as the puck goes to the far side. Picked up now by the Panthers across the line through the middle. The shot fired, Panthers score, and it's 1-0 Florida on an absolute speed run into the zone. Connor McDavid's line victimized for a goal against. Tough go. Tough go. The Oilers had a good few seconds inside the zone there, but then it's been all Florida ever since. And Carter Verhaeghe, the speed demon goal scorer, gets the goal. As that was Connor McDavid getting beat to the puck on the outside there by Barkov, hustling back. McDavid just couldn't get there in time. And Florida played it to the outside, and then the pass across there is, end of the day, Florida transitioned well and kind of beat the Oilers defense. I don't know where the second D-man is on that play, but Connor McDavid is not looking too impressed with the defensive effort on that one. 16 minutes to go in the first period of play. Across now into the Oilers zone. The puck is flipped, knocked down in behind, and Florida takes out Skinner and the post. They're saying play on right now. They haven't whistled the play dead yet. They're going to try and reset the net, but it looks like we will indeed have a dead play now as they can't get the moorings back on correctly. 15:43 to go in this first period. Oh boy, the Oilers find themselves down here 1-0, but it is what it is. This one again, right? The Oilers' defensive coverage just collapsed there as Nurse got beat out wide, and then Cece's in the middle, and no one picked up for Hagee backdoor. So we'll see what we can do here as the 10th goal of the playoffs for Carter Verhaeghe from Sasha Barkov and Sam Reinhart, as both players have been effective throughout the playoffs and they continue to do as such. So here's Draisaitl winning the face-off back to the point. The shot through traffic, dribbles Bob to save the rebound. Goes wide of the net, back to the near side point, picking up Broberg offside at the line. 15:32 to go in this first period of play. 1-0 for the Florida Panthers. So we'll see where this goes, but obviously Sergei Bobrovsky with two big saves right out of the gate here as Carter Verhaeghe career playoff goals. Go-ahead goals 13, game-winning 9, and overtime 5. So here we go. This is a face-off between Mr. Sam Bennett and Leon Draisaitl. Instead, Kane comes in after Draisaitl's waved out. As Bennett will just draw it up enough to get the win back to the Florida D. Near side, Mikkola is going to play up through the middle as Bennett will come to the near side now for Tkachuk. Bennett down in the zone. He's not going to absorb contact there. I thought for sure the Oilers would finish that check. As Mikkola rips it from the point. Save made by Skinner, and the rebound cleared out by the Oilers defense as Holloway along the boards can't rip that out of the zone. Is coming back down low now. Kulak to the far side boards for Kane. Kane up the wall now for Draisaitl. 15 minutes to go in this first period of play as Draisaitl kicks it down low again. This will be Broberg picking through the middle here, looking up, forward, through, tip there. Nice play by the Oilers, just couldn't get cleanly through. And here comes Loose to Ryan, the shot off the end wall. Picked up immediately by Lundell. Lundell circles around back to the point. The shot again fired through traffic. Blocked in front by the Oilers. As here comes skating away Connor Brown, 2-on-2 back. The other way, Brown taking contact. As Florida does a good job eliminating him. And then Henrique just absolutely stapled a man against the boards. As this is going to come back inside the Florida or the Oilers zone for an icing call. And Oliver Ekman-Larsson was cut on the play after a big hit there by Adam Henrique. And I mean, Henrique had plenty of space to hit him there, but obviously Ekman-Larsson's got to check his shoulder a little better than that. And that was a big hit from Henrique, and lucky not to get a penalty on that no matter what. As here's Florida winning the face-off, firing it inside the Oilers zone on a little bit of a lawn dart drop, as this one comes now back along the wall for McDavid right to the front. Stopped by Bobrovsky. What a stop there with 14:09 to go in this first period of play. McDavid gets his first great chance of the series as well. Welcome aboard, and Jack, welcome in, and as well, if we're missing anyone else so far in the chat, I don't think so. Antonio, I think we missed you a little earlier, as McDavid cuts around Ekblad, cuts to the middle, and just could not solve Bobrovsky there. But we'll see what the Oilers have for it. As Craig, to your point about this Bobrovsky guy being really good, that's what they said about Jake Ottinger, and the Oilers still found a way to get the job done. So face-off, one back by Ryan McLeod. He'll backhand down low. Backhand along the wall now there for Florida exit the zone. Just dropping it again at the Oilers blue line. Nurse around to the far side. Picked up by Mr. Nugent-Hopkins. Back to Nuge. Over to the near side for Ceci. Ceci up along the wall. He will battle through and get it onto the tape of Ryan McLeod. Now McLeod rolling around along the wall. McLeod takes a bump. Perry now on the ice, jammed right in front there by Fogle, couldn't get it through cleanly. And this will come in behind as Fogle is definitely given a little bit more on this shift than I think we've seen in the last few games from him. As this one will be picked up. And the Florida Panthers will rip it in to the Edmonton Oilers zone. Around to the far side. The Oilers immediately mauled a man along the boards there. That was Nurse getting the elbow up on the back and making sure the man didn't have a place to move there for Florida, as this comes behind for Skinner again. Skinner will leave this one to the near side as it hops up through the middle. Here come the Oilers. Here's McDavid playing it off his skate, shot off the side of the net. Hyman taps it back down low for Nuge. Nuge spins off a check there. Barkov's able to play it and be fired out there by Florida in the neutral zone. So here's Florida again. Bennett rips it in, Reinhardt rips it in. And this will be picked up by Mr. Matthias Ekholm. Ekholm through the middle now for McDavid. McDavid along the wall as McDavid's taken, and then Holloway takes a jolt, and then a big hit there by Kane along the wall, and now a tripping call against Ekholm. One might think as, Ekholm took a man down. And there you have it with 12:27 to go here in this first period of play, friends, as the Edmonton Oilers obviously roll along here tonight. As, the Oilers kind of got away with that hit by Adam Henrique to begin with, and then Ekholm kind of gets the stick right in the feet of the Florida Panthers inside the offensive zone. That's the, if you're calling it a stupid penalty, that's the only problem. Again, if you're in the defensive zone, I don't really care, but in the offensive zone, that's a rough one to take. Sorry, just trying to reply back to a text here. All right, Lyle, welcome aboard. Jim, welcome in as well. As the Oilers are obviously kicking butt here early on in terms of not really being handed to the Florida Panthers yet. I know they're up 1-0, but when you look at the shots and all told so far, right, Carter Verhaeghe on a little break back the other way. The Oilers have 2 shots. Florida has 1. So, I mean, honestly, you could get 2 more shots against Skinner, and it could be a .666 save percentage, and the third shot for the Oilers could go in as well. So we'll see what the Oilers have on the penalty kill here in this first period of play. But oh boy, I'm telling you, I am a little sore today. So we'll see how this all shakes out. But as we go 2,559 times 3.6, friends, we are already up over 153 hours on the stream here this evening. So looking forward to dummying quite something special here. Obviously, right at the end of the day, it's always cool to see where the numbers end up. Obviously cooler to see what the Oilers do if they win. But we've got a penalty kill upcoming. Matthew Tkachuk's taking this one as Adam Henrique's out there, I assume, alongside Nugent Hopkins. Face-offs one back to the point and fired out there by the Florida Panthers. So they're going to inadvertently kill the first 10 seconds themselves, as this will be picked up by Florida looking back inside their own zone. They've killed 15 seconds thus far now, well, a grand total of 20 before they can even set up, and the Oilers fire it back down into neutralized territory. The puck hit the linesman and is rimmed back in by Florida again. Along the wall there's Connor Brown out there with Adam Henrique. Puck back to the far side. Barkov fires the shot blocked in front. It'll come now to the near side as the Florida Panthers will backhand off the wall all the way around to the far side. They're setting up the opportunity within the offensive zone here. The shot loading now. Panthers looking towards the middle. Jammed in front by Tkachuk. Doesn't really pan out to be nothing as this buck goes 6 to go here in this power play. The shot down low by the Panthers. Right there, Skinner swallows it up as it kind of got jammed to the near side again for Verhaeghe. And with a minute 01 gone in the power play, the Panthers get their first shot on goal. So the shots on Sportsnet's scoreboard here appear off. Looks like they're kind of held up, but it's 4-3 on the broadcast as Skinner swallows up what needed to be a big save right there with 11:26 to go in this first period of play. Broberg's on the ice here in this penalty kill for the Oilers. Nice to see him out there getting a big look from Mr. Head Coach Chris Knobloch as this one comes back to the point now for Forsling as this will come along the near side wall. Tarasenko with the puck back to the point. Over to the far side. 47 seconds now remain in the penalty kill as it comes back to the high point for the Panthers. Far side and up along the wall now battling there. Bennett rolling back to the point. The shot loading. Forsling not getting going. Forsling sees it come off his stick and out into the middle as the penalty kill in the West Final. That's crazy. The Oilers were perfect against Dallas. That is absolutely unbelievable as 22 seconds remain here in the power play. Backhanded by Forsling down along the wall. Kulak's taken down. Hard run there as he tangles up with Lundell. Kind of held him up for a few seconds. Shot up over top of the net. Kulak off the end wall there for McLeod. As Kulak continues to battle here, McLeod trying not to get too physically engaged as he often doesn't. And this will be lifted down the ice. Oh, for Matthias Ekholm back the other way. Ekholm waiting for support. Ekholm skating 2-on-2 and a nice poke there from Draisaitl. Tried to keep that puck alive. Jams out into the Oilers zone. Picked up by McDavid. Ripped along the boards now for Draisaitl. Draisaitl looking here. Back to the point for Bouchard. Save made by Borowski on a 90, almost 4-mile-an-hour shot. As this will be worked ahead by Florida. Diving effort stolen away by Edmonton. Bouchard down the wing now looking up for McDavid in the middle. Shot from the point goes wide of the net. As here's Bouchard again down the wall for Draisaitl. A shot from Bouchard dribbles on net as the stick looks like it broke through. And Ekblad for some reason tangled up Hyman on the save from Bob. So there you have it. The Oilers have played a hockey game thus far. They're down 1-0. But you can't really fault the effort thus far. The Oilers have been just fine. And we'll see what happens as this game goes along this evening. Again, friends, I would like to take a second to say thank you for keeping us commercial free here early on in the broadcast so far, Trippin and Rick. Looking forward to seeing where we go here tonight. Obviously, the Oilers doing business so far. And what I do also want to say, if you are new to the channel, friends, make sure to consider hitting that subscribe button here on the channel tonight. Just to give you an update on where we're at with that, I guess to say overall, we're at 16,116 subscribers. So probably if we have a pretty decent night, we could find a way to hit 16,200. And I know kind of the goal for the playoffs has been to get over that 17,000 mark. So we'll see where that all takes us tonight. So, Amos, welcome aboard. Glad to see you back in the chat. Long time no see as we continue to roll along here in game number 1. Obviously, the Oilers have been having a pretty good effort so far this evening. In terms of really not losing too bad, right? I think you can honestly say for the Oilers it hasn't been the worst game thus far, but it also hasn't been the best because we still don't have a goal. As Devin, welcome aboard. Glad to have you on the stream here tonight, as well as we continue to just wait for this one to get back underway. As still, welcome in. But yeah, is there anything else really? Again, friends, it was Carter Verhaeghe with the goal. They're going to show his highlights here over the course of the playoffs against both Tampa, Boston, and I assume as well some highlights against the New York Rangers, as he's been a pretty big goal scorer in the playoffs so far for both teams, and now a goal in the Cup final as Verhaeghe is on the board. Alan, welcome in. As Draisaitl wins the face-off back, McDavid fires the puck over to the far side, so it didn't take long to go to the McDavid. Draisaitl off the pads there, as McDavid and Draisaitl have reunited here in a shift against Florida. I know we're just basically coming out of a penalty kill. Puck comes along the end wall. It came off the glass. Draisaitl trying to play this one here. He steals it away from Ekblad, trying to jam in front back to the point. It goes for Ekholm. Now the shot from Bouchard. And there you have it. Save made by Bobrovsky with 9:17 to go. The Oilers, to their credit, are getting shots on net, which is very important so far in these playoffs, as they have just been kind of stymied at times against both Vancouver and Dallas. And that was a good little looking whack there from Mr. Leon Draisaitl, trying to just fire it backhand power through Bobrovsky, but just couldn't quite do it. Here's Chris Knobloch, 2-1 record in game 1s so far in these playoffs. Obviously the blowing game against the, against the Vancouver Canucks. 5-4 loss right there as this one bounces up into the neutral zone, ended up inside the Oilers, and Kane tips it along the boards, and the Panthers kicked it, quite literally kicked it out of play. And how good does that look? The Stanley Cup patch on the Oilers uniform. Can we have a second to talk about that? That is a special thing to take on. I think I'm going to have to go possibly get a uniform here done up with the old Stanley Cup logo. I'm gonna have to go see if we can't buy one here when it comes to the game I go to in downtown Edmonton. Some point this series is fired up. Unfortunately, I was not able to secure tickets to Game 6. That is a work in progress. As it's fired in against the Florida Panthers defense. Big hit there by Henrique, who's been very physical so far. Shot fired towards Bobrovsky. I think he got a piece of it. It's tipped out there into the neutral zone. Kachuk's fighting it. Holloway's fighting it. Back the other way. Here comes Bennett. Bennett over now for Ekman Larsson. Ekman Larsson rips the puck down low. Nice little deflection there by Cody Ceci, keeping it away from the front of the net and racing down the boards now. Ryan McLeod tipping in on the backhand. Fogle leads in. Mikkola against McLeod. McLeod engaged physically there and was able to free up a puck for a brief moment as Kulak decided to retreat because Florida's coming with speed. Tarasenko across the line, past the middle, the shot instead turned aside by one. Stuart Skinner, who now has a .750 save percentage on the game, as the Panthers are absolutely rolling through the Oilers right now inside their own zone. Before it's now Fogle stealing away at the blue line, offside here. Panthers are somehow onside. I'd be challenging. Shot fired towards the net, up over top, back behind. The puck was tried to force by Florida, but instead the Cats are going to be turned back by Fogle. Fogle's battling along the wall now to try and get this one to the point. He will. Down into the Panthers zone, busting free for it is Connor McDavid into the corner. He's the first one to it. McDavid spins in front. Panthers able to come up with the puck. McDavid looks a little dejected by that one, And this will be passed now to the near side as Forsling will fire into the Oilers end. 7:08 to go in this first period. Game 1 is zipping on by as Verhaeghe in behind as Ekholm goes down to the far side. Reinhart battle off the puck there. Ekholm continues. Keeps it up now to the middle. Cut off and fired. Skinner over to the far side. Ekholm will clear the zone. There we go. The Oilers actually finally cleared the zone as Hyman throws a little bit of an elbow there. And, you know, you're playing against Sam Bennett. You got to do what you got to do. As this puck comes now for Cody Ceci near side. Turns it over high inside the zone. Tkachuk fires the shot. It's blocked in front by Draisaitl because the Oilers again with another sloppy turnover the puck there. And then a puck through the middle there by Kane is finally able to enter the Florida zone. Bobrovsky out to play the puck. Quickly shuffles it over to the D-man. And the Florida Panthers turn over the puck in the neutral zone in favor of the Edmonton Oilers. Rushing across the line now. Cody Ceci down the wing. Shot fired completely wide of the net. And Holloway throws a hit. Man kind of stumbled past him. And then all of a sudden, a little bit of a trip there on Florida. Just throwing Dylan Holloway to the ice. The Florida Panthers are going to be a little bit more physical than other teams have been. A little bit more greasy. And the Oilers have got to be ready for that here. As this is going to be tapped to the near side. Picked up by Brown. Brown will backhand down low to the far side now for Broberg as he leads ahead through the middle. Here's Henrique on a breakaway. Henrique to the backhand! Bobrovsky denies him on the glorious chance. That's 3 grade A saves there from Bob so far to begin this game. And I don't think, as the Oilers, you're taking that as a negative. I think you're taking that as a good positive, that you're having to make the goaltender stand on his head. Henrique engages, and I'm going to tell you, Henrique has been an absolute beauty through the first 15 minutes of this Stanley Cup final, as he's been motoring all night. As here's McDavid across as he was taken down on a bit of a trip there. And McDavid's going to get the call, or was that offside? As Adam Henrique is getting the chances. That was a beauty of an opportunity there for Adam Henrique. He went to the backhand and just couldn't quite tuck the 5-hole, but there's McDavid tripped up by Florida, and I think we're going to go to the power play here. Gio's confirming that. Gio, my man, how's the show? That's the question. As we go here to check the stats quickly, Florida's out hitting the Oilers 20-12. The nice part is the Oilers have 12 hits. I expect Florida to out hit us, but I don't expect the Oilers to get out hit bad. Like, I don't expect it to be 2-1. So the fact that it's 20-1 or 20-12, I'll take that to some extent as a good sign for the Edmonton Oilers. So here we go, friends. This one, we'll see where we go, as it looks like there might be a little bit of a party in Crossfield tonight, as we'll ask that question right there. As this will be, Daniel, you're saying it'll be a hard series for the Oilers, but you know they can do it. It's going to be awesome. You know what? I honestly want somebody to literally push the Oilers to their absolute limit and see the Oilers come away with it. So now all of a sudden the Oilers on the power play for the first time in the game, and both teams with the power play early on, both for tripping. So you can kind of see how this one is going to play out a little bit from the referees to some extent, as both refs are going to try and make sure each team is kept honest to some degree, right? As both teams are going to get away with plenty, as Henrique kind of smacked a guy into the end wall, for lack of a better term. But yeah, we'll see what the Oilers kind of do on this power play here. As friends, we're up over 206 hours on the stream here, as well as the goals by location in these playoffs so far for Bobrovsky, none on the 5-hole thus far. And Matt, I could definitely agree, as need to see the PP be dominant while they win the face-off here, as McDavid's cut away from the pass by the Florida Panthers. That was a good little stop there, and Bouchard's forced back inside his own zone. 4 for 11 in the West final was the Edmonton Oilers power play. Bouchard taps back down low. McDavid across the line. McDavid rushing into the near side for Draisaitl. Draisaitl looking down low now for McDavid. Pass to the middle, goes to the far side for Nuge on a bounce. Nuge gloved it down now for Draisaitl. Draisaitl pivots, takes a wild spin over to Bouchard. Now to McDavid, back to Bouchard. Over to Draisaitl. The shot fired in front. Blocked there by Florida as McDavid across now for Draisaitl. Draisaitl in front. Can't quite tuck it in. And it will be fired down low into the Oilers zone. 37.3% on the power play thus far for the Oilers in these playoffs, as this will be across the line now for the Oilers. Here's Nugent Hopkins, and Bobrovsky comes across with the pad and is somehow able to deny Nuge. And Ekman Larsson wanted a piece of Nuge, but Mr. Zach Hyman said no. And hey, you know what? The best part about this, friends, as I see everything in the chat here lighting up Bobrovsky for it, is the beautiful part here is we know we've got an elite goaltender at the other end. That's what's going to make this series fun, is it's not putting all the spotlight on Skinner. It's putting on the spotlight the Oilers' best players in the world, trying to beat one of the grade A class, top of the class goaltenders in the NHL. And oh, don't forget as well, Sergei Bobrovsky is likely going to be a Hall of Famer by the end of his career. So 4 minutes to go in the first period of play. 5-3 on the clock here. 53 seconds to go in the power play as the Oilers cut it off at the blue line. Right in front. Oh, wrap around by McDavid. Scrambling the crease. Cleared away by Florida as Draisaitl sets up to the far side boards for McDavid. The pass across to Nuge. Can't find him as Draisaitl does eventually find Nuge on a nice recovery as the Oilers' top unit. We're creating chances here on the power play as Draisaitl forced out of the zone. And then just Barkov going off for a line change here as Nugent Hopkins. Nice little stutter step at the blue line. Pass across to the far side. Draisaitl couldn't get the bumping going, as this one will now load up Connor McDavid right up through the middle. McDavid cutting there for the Oilers against the Panthers. A nice little stick in his feet against his stick as he cut through. Was able to... That's the Florida crowd. I was trying to figure out what that noise was. That's the Florida crowd yelling on my TV here. 3 minutes to go in the period. Ceci firing to the near side now against McLeod and trying to battle there Kulikov, as well as Kulikov turns over that puck. A couple of bounces here, and Florida is able to get it back to the middle of the ice. As this will be fired up through the middle now. Here's Kane, as this will be picked up by Tkachuk. After the dump into the Florida zone, Bennett across the line. Swatted back into the neutral by Florida. Fired back into the far side. And we will have a stoppage in play for an icing call against Florida. 2:28 to go here. The Oilers have 11 shots. And I'm going to tell you, they keep shooting. They are going to find the back of the net eventually here on Bobrovsky. As it'll be interesting to see kind of how the Oilers respond now that they've been shut down once on the power play. Of course, the 5-on-5 has been absolutely incredible for the Oilers in these Stanley Cup playoffs thus far, and I think you can expect here this last 2:28 might belong to the Edmonton Oilers if all goes according to plan. And the Oilers, they also have to stop whining to some extent. The Florida Panthers have gotten away with some shenanigans so far in this first period, but the Oilers got to stop whining about it or they aren't going to get any calls. The puck's inside the near side corner, as this one will be along the wall there battling. I mean, Broberg's doing his best to keep the man to the outside, and it'll be fired around the far sideboards now for Tarasenko. Nice hit there by Kulak, just disrupted Tarasenko's. It's batted out in the neutral zone. This comes along the near side wall, and this will be battled there again for Henrique. Henrique will come along the wall. It's picked up by Luosterainen. Luosterainen fires it around behind. Here's Reinhart to the far side boards for Ekblad. Fired behind the net. $1:33 to go in this first period of play. And this will be picked up again by Reinhart. The shot fired. Save made by Skinner, his fourth of the night. As Ekman Larsson, sorry, I want to say Ekman Larsson every time, but it's for Hagee. As this puck goes back to the point, the shot fired towards the net goes wide again. $1:12 to go here in this first period of play. as both teams battling, fired around to the far side for Broberg, who will clap up off the boards, and then the Oilers get dumped inside their own zone by Florida. And here's Florida again across the line. Verhaeghe taps down for Barkov. Barkov takes contact in the corner against Ceci. Helping out was Dylan Holloway by the looks of it, as Kulak ties up along the boards and the puck's chopped up. And here's Ceci now with the puck. Ceci will fire along that near side corner. And a nice play by Holloway. Found the front of the net, but it goes up over top of the net as Fogel's up there with Draisaitl and Holloway. With 34.4 seconds to go. What a play right there from Holloway to try to find the man in front. That was Draisaitl sneaking down right in front of the top of the crease. And what a play right there. So you'll love to see that. We'll get a face-off inside the Florida zone here. With 34.4 seconds to go in this first period of play. It's a problem. We're only one period in, but don't forget, I've already played 3 ball games today. Now we're going to have a hockey game to do as well. As yeah, we'll see where this goes. As this is 9-6 the face-offs for Florida, so the Oilers are going to have to find a way to even up that face-off dot. That's going to be the biggest thing here. Is this nice play by Draisaitl to get it back to the point. Now the shot through traffic, and Bobrovsky makes the save, and now all of a sudden Florida wants a piece. And Florida is mauling McDavid here, and here comes Draisaitl. You got Bennett and Tkachuk mauling McDavid, and I think Tkachuk's been escorted to the box as Mr. Steve Kozari is yelling, I believe that's Steve Kozari, at Matthew Tkachuk to go to the box. So interesting is the shot fired through traffic, and then Hyman just kind of sits on top of Bobrovsky there. That's just Hyman couldn't bite the tip. That's what it was. Hyman could not bite the tip in front, and then he sat down because of it. But Tkachuk took everything, and Tkachuk was saying in a presser today that he doesn't really engage in the after whistle stuff, but it looks like maybe we're going to stay 5-on-5 here. 23.9 to go in this first period of play, as this face-off goes back to the far side boards. Picked up now by Ekblad along the far side wall, and it'll be fired inside the... Bouchard just ate a high stick there, and Florida's going to go to the box. The Oilers, hey, they got 8.8 seconds to work with, and they do ultimately, before the end of the period, come up with a power play here against the Florida Panthers. So that's over. Hey, you got the stick up, that's for sure. We're gonna see let's see where this goes. Is Verhaeghe high sticking, and Nuge, Brian's mentioning Nuge still looks like he's 19. You look at the baby Nuge photos, it's definitely like he was a lot younger back then, but still he just really hasn't grown up quite the way a guy who should be 31 this year grows up. As a shot from the outside by Draisaitl's ripped on Bob, and he makes the big save there with just 4 seconds gone in the power play. That was a good looking shot. So that was awesome right there from the Oilers, as they just kind of found a puck in the sweet area. And I mean, Bobrovsky was leaning off his post a little bit, expecting that to go to the far side. So Oilers get another face-off here to get the play under. Here's Bouchard, the shot pounded again, blocked in front, ripped by Nuge, times out, and that will do it for the first period. The Oilers will start the second on the power play, but that's where you have it, as the Oilers will get things going here in this one. Again, friends, Florida up 1-0 over top of the Oilers after 1 period of play. 9-4 the shots officially credited on the Sportsnet website. 22-13 the hits. The Oilers are credited with face-off wins, so I don't know how this is all being worked, whether the broadcast is right or the website is right. And by the way, as well, the giveaways dead even for both teams. Florida with the 4 takeaways, and the Panthers with 1 more block shot. They're going to have about 2 more after that sequence there to finish out the period. But thank you so much for being aboard here tonight. Do appreciate everybody hanging out this evening. As we'll see where this one goes here this evening. As obviously the Oilers are well in desperate need of maybe a power play goal to start that second period. That's been tough thing is Sullivan Bobrovsky thus far, but so far the Oilers, hey, you know what, they're sticking with it. They continue to pound good shots on net. And the weird part is you are allowed to say, even though you're down in the period, it's only one, a good period, as Daniel Nugent-Bowman puts it, from the Oilers, as Henrique and RNH were stopped by Braub on breakaways, and McDavid was denied in close. Shots were 14-4 for Edmonton, and Verhaeghe had the only goal off an odd man rush. So, end of the day, goaltending's been good at both ends so far tonight, and we'll see where this one goes. So, we're going to rock and roll to the first period intermission here in a matter of moments. Again, friends, I will run an ad right now. Tell you, if you are new to the channel, I want you to subscribe. Stick around with us. Hey, you know what? We're going to have a good playoffs here in this Stanley Cup final, and as we currently go right now, we are at 16,120. So we're looking towards 16,200. So only 80 of you back home if you haven't subscribed. Again, though, as well, one note I want to mention, I make mention of the subscribe thing all the time. If you can't subscribe, you don't have a YouTube account, you don't know how, but you're tuning in every time, I do appreciate that as well. Thank you so much for being aboard here and being a part of the live streams on Dolynny TV. It takes an absolute community, and that's kind of what we've built here over the course of the past 6 years. So thank you so much for being aboard, friends. I'm going to quickly head upstairs. It's 1-0 for the Florida Panthers after one period of play. We got a great one sighting Wayne Gretzky's on Sportsnet. Wayne Gretzky, I repeat, emergency alert, Wayne Gretzky is on Sportsnet. He's joining as the 5th panelist for this first period intermission as Wayne Gretzky gets us going here in game number 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Friends, welcome back aboard on Dolynny TV. We're up over 117 likes. If you haven't already hit that like button, make sure to do that here tonight. I will tell you I need to send a quick message. What a period. Over to a good buddy, our friend Josh, the moderator here. As that was awesome to see for the Oilers. Obviously, you could have been down much worse against the Florida Panthers, but you pushed the pace and you played a great one. So that is where we are at right now, friends, as the Oilers do a good job in that first period. Not to be down more, I guess is the best way to put it. We're up over 276 hours on the stream, so we will continue towards that 300 mark here before the end of the intermission. And then all of a sudden we'll go out there and take care of business. Again, I do want to give a shout out here this evening to, of course, Trippin and Rick for hitting the super chat buttons this evening and keeping us commercial free through the pregame and the first period of play. So here we go. We are getting awards, period number 2, but Wayne Gretzky's obviously breaking down things on the live stream right now, and it's crazy how that man has aged over the course of the years. As you think back to that old blonde flowing mullet and kind of how he looks nowadays. So, yeah, the Oilers with a good period there. As here we go. Well, we'll see what the Oilers can do here in this second period. Again, if you're just joining aboard, Sergei Bobrovsky's been brilliant. Stuart Skinner's made the saves when he's had to, albeit a 2-on-1 beats him. Carter Verhaeghe, Alexander Barkov, Sam Reinhart. Hits have now updated 24-15 for the Florida Panthers. Faceoffs are now 10-9 for the Oilers. Giveaways 5-4 in favor of Florida, 4-0 the takeaways in favor of Florida. 7-5 the block shots in favor of the Edmonton Oilers. Friends, thanks for being aboard here tonight. We continue towards, obviously, what's going to be a really good finish to this hockey game and seeing where we go here this evening, as hopefully they can find a way to get this job done. And Timo saying coffee sounds better than beer right now. I can tell you, I could definitely use the coffee here. So, yeah, we'll see where it is. So. All right, there we go. We correct that, and we're good to go. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's really much else to really mention about this one. Here's Philman and joining aboard the chat here. C's welcoming in as well. Jesse joining in. Madison welcoming in as well. I think we're missing a couple of folks here along for the ride. Everybody's been kind of tuning in throughout. Chris missed you as well as... where else we at? We're seeing Scott tune in and asking what the Mr. Connor McDavid ice time was after one period of play. Well, for McDavid, it doesn't show on that chart right there. How about right here? 7 minutes and 36 seconds, so pacing about 22.5 minutes tonight. That's about average for Connor McDavid, so you'd expect that to kind of stay on par. And obviously with the power play to start the period, you'll see that creep up as well to begin with at least. As Nation, welcome aboard here this evening. So, yeah, we'll see where this Oilers team wants to take it. But I have a strong feeling, given how they finished that period and how they played the majority of that period outside of one rush into their zone, I think you're going to see the Oilers probably tie it up here on the power play early on in tonight's hockey game. So, I'm at least assuming that, right? That's where I'm thinking we're at. And Sam... thank you so much for the super chat as well. And here's the hard part with the super stickers. It doesn't let you do the little heart there that I can do, and then everybody else to like it. But I do appreciate that, as this is where we are at, right? I mean, Hyman had a good chance there. McDavid out of the gate as well, a good chance, and then obviously as well the Oilers had a couple of good opportunities in front, but it was Bobrovsky there late in that one. Late in that one, kind of blocking that shot. The 2 penalty shots as well, as New Jada stick to the midsection, still able to finish, and then couldn't quite handle it on the backhand to lift it up over top. Madison, appreciate you guys being here. That's the biggest thing, is I can do all this work for nothing, or you guys show up and make it a lot of fun to do, and that's where this is really awesome. Is I had a comment from one of my ball teammates actually that said, you know, it's one of those things, we really sucks to lose you for the ball games we do, but all of a sudden when I kind of am able to join into your chat and you have 650 people aboard for a hockey game on YouTube that you're calling, that's something that I know you're making the right decision there, making the right call. So that was something that felt pretty good to hear, is it's been a building momentum here over the course of the past 6 years on the channel. The channel celebrated 10 years on YouTube back in November, and to be quite honest with you, it's unbelievable to think that we are about to embark on the next decade here, going into next hockey season. So looking forward to it, but we'll see where this one goes. As Sam, when I'm mentioned in the same breath as the hockey guy, as the go-to hockey hosers, right? Canadians. I will definitely take that every day I can. So, yeah, this is where this Oilers team has really done some great things for everybody involved, I think, to be said, is they've given us some stressful moments, some special moments, some really awesome moments to watch as Oilers fans. And now all of a sudden, here we are on the brink of 4 wins to win the Stanley Cup. That's pretty amazing for sure. So, Mark, welcome back in. As Mark as well saying, 16K for a channel devoted to one team is hard to do. I will say it's more like 10K. I had about 6,000 when I started the Oilers journey. I had kind of, I guess at one point devoted my channel to the Oilers a little bit as well, doing the NHL EA Sports video game, and as well kind of covering MLB The Show back in the day, covering the Blue Jays over the course of those years as well. So there's been some different iterations of Dolynny TV, Yak City Gaming over the course of the years, but I think we've pretty much settled the niche now, and it's pretty special what we got going. I will say, though, for those of you tuning in here tonight, we could be literally 4 games away from the off-season, and I will tell you, the off-season, I'm going to try and mix in some more different stuff over the course of the off-season, just try and keep the channel rolling. Obviously, it can kind of be a slow time in July, August, right? You get that first week of July where it's busy and then it slows down, and August is a real slow time as an Oilers YouTuber, so we'll see some different stuff mingle in there, but not necessarily over the blue stuff here. So we'll see where this goes, but yeah, this is where this is going here as we continue along for the ride, as we got some footage of, is this Twisters here? Showing up for this one as, yeah, I think this is the footage of Twisters, which is the movie they're not remaking, doing I guess sequel to the original Twister movie. But yeah, this is where it's at, guys. I guess to say truthfully, the biggest thing to be grateful for at this point is it is just nice to be in the finals as an Oilers fan, right? It's just nice to get here no matter what the case might be. It's obviously something, I think if you watch back on some of the history over my YouTube and time, is kind of the 06 Oilers are what spurred me to be in this moment right here, and this kind of surreal to think that after 18 years, this is how the course is taken. What started as a passion 18 years ago now becomes a reality all this time later. As there's Gene Principe in behind, showing off, taking a photo of Wayne Gretzky in the panel right there. And everybody taking the photos for the memory bank. So we'll see where this goes, but I'm liking where we go here, friends, as yeah, the Oilers will see we'll see where this goes here into period number 2 as we continue along. I don't think there's anything else to really mention here so far, as the Oilers start the second period on the power play for the next minute 51, so that's good for sure. As I don't think there's anything. A very good first period for the Oilers. Biggest thing is for the Oilers, they controlled the play, right? I mean, yeah, LA got a rush chance and scored, or Florida, they both have palm trees. But big thing for the Oilers is they ultimately were the team that were pushing the pace and pushing the play in that hockey games period. So that's good right there, and we'll see now what the Oilers can ultimately do themselves in this second period. They start on the power play, so that's the big thing to be keen on. Is they start on the power play, looking to get this hockey game off with a roll. So we'll see where we go. But yeah, all of a sudden, friends, as well, talking about the day so far, the ball games are starting to kind of hit. The shoulder's getting a little sore. You see me continue to move out my right shoulder a little bit there from running around and obviously diving into the bases and stuff. Kind of banged up my right arm on a slide, and it's not necessarily the most vocal. The bump's not the most colorful yet, but it's going to be later on, I promise you that. We're about to go inside Amarant Bank Arena, and it's dark out in Florida, and it's only 7:20. Those poor suckers, man. They got rough go right there, where they have to always be in darkness by 7 o'clock. But we'll see where this goes. As Keegan, welcome in, and I don't think we've missed anyone else here yet as we go along the boards. As we're seeing a whole bunch of highlights here. Hyman's chance to the outside. They're just showing the masterclass so far from Barkov, pretty much, against the Edmonton Oilers. And Barkov is the most elite. He's the new Patrice Bergeron, basically. As there's the masterclass against Draisaitl. Stick working him to death as well there. 18 points in the 2024 playoffs. That's a career high for Barkov. But Barkov's only been to the Stanley Cup final once before. So you got to think that is. Here's Verhaeghe in the box for the Florida Panthers. It'll be Connor McDavid at center ice out there with Zach Hyman, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Leon Draisaitl, everybody in there. So here we go. Face off at center ice. Draisaitl will instead take it, as I think they're going to try and load up McDavid for a rush through the neutral zone ASAP, quick as possible. As Draisaitl wins it back, here's Bouchard off the face-off. Bouchard looking for the play. Bouchard will go to the near side now for Nuge. Down into the zone bar. Bobrovsky played that off, and that might have been a mistake, as that allows the Oilers to keep the puck in the zone. Unfortunately, Bouchard sees it played out, and it'll be fired all the way down to one. Stuart Skinner, the power plays against the Panthers the last 14 games, have only scored 2 goals, so the Oilers are in tough. Here's Nugent-Hopkins back to the point. Bouchard over to the far side, loading up Draisaitl. Now Bouchard back to Nuge. Oilers tactfully trying to get the puck played around. Here's Bouchard, goes ripping down into the skates of Nuge near side. Nuge now over to McDavid right in front. Hyman put it over top of the net right in front with all the real estate available to hit the twine. Pass down low again. Here's Hyman jamming away at it. Panthers able to solve this one in behind as Draisaitl goes around to the far side boards, and it escapes the zone as it comes back to Mr. Stuart Skinner with 45 seconds to go in the power play. The Oilers just got a beautiful chance there, and then McDavid has it batted off his stick as the Panthers clear the zone back inside Oilers territory. 35 seconds to go in the power play. Nice play by Skinner to peel off the defender and load up Bouchard. Bouchard getting things going back down low, as this will be McDavid across the line to the far side, loading up Draisaitl back to the point here. Bouchard along the far side boards, backhanded out into the Oilers zone. Skinner leaves this one here for himself to play off the end wall. This will be loaded up now by Darnell Nurse, the second unit on the ice here, with 10 seconds to go in this power play. And obviously now the power play over, as the Oilers kind of can't keep that in the zone. So far this period not starting near as good for the Oilers as it did last period out. Bobrovsky over now for Montour. Montour loads up Matthew Tkachuk, it looks like. Tkachuk across the line, dumping inside the Oilers zone. Tapped right in front. And Darnell Nurse on an island in front sees the Florida Panthers score the goal with 17:44 to go here in this second period. The Florida Panthers are ahead 2-0. Yikes. That was another tough one for the Cody Ceci Darnell Nurse pairing, as that puck just kind of, right, there was a couple of good chances. Obviously, Hyman put it up over top of the net, and that puck goes to the back of the net for the Florida Panthers as they come back the other way again on the rush, kind of get it dumped into the zone and then go hustling back behind the net. Nice little tap in front. Nurse misses it, and it comes out from behind, and the Florida Panthers score the goal to make it 2-0 as Evan Rodriguez gets the goal. As Janmark needs to get up off the ice again. The Oilers complaining about the Florida Panthers playing them hard is kind of starting to annoy me here. I mentioned that in the first period. As this one comes back now the other way, Henrique will tap this one over to the near side. Puck goes up, no to play, into the stands, and with 17:22 to go in this second period, we'll have a stoppage in play. And that was just a perfect play right there from the Florida Panthers as Stuart Skinner's beat. He's already down in the butterfly there. He didn't go down in time, so yeah, that's a little tough when you're down right there. So 17:22 to go in this second period. As Draisaitl will lose the face-off back. Near side now, Bennett gets it back going, and this will be fired in by the Florida Panthers. Spinning off the check is Evan Bouchard. Matthias Ekholm gets going and now picking up steam. Here's Draisaitl. Draisaitl across the far side. Holloway, the one-timer, rebound! Bouchard in front. The shot's blocked as Draisaitl will have this puck in behind the net. Back to the point now. The shot loading for Ekholm. Over to Draisaitl. Draisaitl dancing dipsy doodle there as Bouchard will walk around the man. Bouchard continues down low. Can't get it going. Bouchard over to the far side as Ekholm loading up. The shot blocked. Hurt the Florida Panther in front. And he's down in front. So this one will be picked up now by Ekholm, and the goal scorer Rodriguez is hurt on the block, so that might be good news. As here's Janmark leaving it in front. Henrique can't jam it home. The Oilers have had their chances here, as it's going to be Brown firing around to the far side boards. 16:16 to go here in this second period of play. The Oilers desperately need to start finding the back of the net here, as this one will go to the far side boards, back to the blue line, as this will be chipped out along the wall. Brown will battle there and fire into the Oilers' end. Skinner sees it picked up by the Oilers quickly up along the near side boards. There's the clap shot from Broberg. The half clap that was so successful in Dallas. Just couldn't get the job done on that one. As here's Janmark battling along the end wall inside Florida's end. And this will be Kulikov chipped along the boards there and flipped out again by Florida. And our old friend Dmitry Kulikov in the lineup here for the Florida Panthers. The Oilers roll around near side, picking up. Here's Ekholm. Ekholm batting off the wall to the far side. The shot fired, save made. Bobrovsky on the rebound just kind of sat there and was able to let it hit him as well, as this one will be fired back in the middle of the ice, as it's picked up now by Reinhardt across the middle. Nice steal there by Mr. Connor McDavid, as this will be to the far side. Fired up off the end wall. Picked up by Nugent Hopkins. To the far side boards, it'll be Florida on a line change for the Edmonton Oilers. Montour across the line. Florida rushing in. Shots blocked in front. Cody Ceci sees it over to Zach Hyman. Nurse will hit it off the curved glass. Somehow they rule that puck still in play. And this will be batted up through the middle of the ice to the face-off dot. Florida's able to clear it out, as this one will be going back behind the net now. Bobrovsky will fire around to the far side boards. Here's Perry in behind for Fogle as McLeod gets going back to the point here as Ceci fires the shot through traffic. Goes in the corner. Ceci missed a million miles wide again. And here's now Fogle along the far side wall. Fogle will go back to the point. Ceci loads it up again. Shot fired through traffic, I think. Bobrovsky missed it, but it hit Montour in front, as this one's going to load up McLeod up over top of the net, and that puck will hit the netting and go out of play with 14 minutes remaining here in this one. So there you have it. As there you have it. As Daniel, you're wondering why it's one-sided. Well, again, play-by-play is one-sided for one certain thing. I only get to do one-sided play-by-play for one situation in my life, and that's the YouTube stuff I do here on Dolynny TV. So here is Leon Draisaitl batting it back off the face-off, picking up now Florida. We'll go along the far side boards as Broberg will pick it up now near side. Far side picked up by Florida again inside the Oilers zone. Holloway battling along there is picked up by Florida on the steal. The shot fired off of Skinner's pad into the corners. It'll come now near side as this one will be battled along that near side wall. And this is Kane forcing it out. Draisaitl unable to keep it going forward. Shots fired through traffic right onto the tape of Sam Bennett down low behind the net. And here's Stuart Skinner freeing it up along the board. Shot fired towards the net there by Florida. Can't get it through, and this one's going right in front. This now Draisaitl tapping ahead. Nice play by Holloway through the middle. Stolen there by Anton Lundell, who will start back the other way for the Florida Panthers. 4-on-2. The shot coming, the block there by Broberg. Save made by Skinner twice over. Scramble in the crease. Kulak falls on the man. And that is where we are at. So, yeah, big couple of saves there from Stuart Skinner kicking out the puck. Tarasenko denied on the block there from Broberg. The backhander and then the forehand stopped by the blocker and the toe of Stuart Skinner. So right there, he makes another grade A save for the Edmonton Oilers. So you love to see what the Oilers have cooking here early on. So, yeah, the Oilers need to desperately find the back of the net here. I think Florida's definitely had a better response in this period, I think is how to put it. But, friends, if you are new to the channel right now, I'm going to keep advertising this because, right, I'm not running ads. You guys are keep throwing down the super chats. But if you are new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button here on Dolynny TV. Would love to have you aboard for the rest of the run, whether it be another 3, whether it be another 4, 5, or 6 after tonight. Would love to have you aboard for everything and all things Edmonton Oilers the rest of the way home. So we'll see where this goes. So yeah, that's where we're at. So all right, we'll see this one get going here. As best part about the Oilers in these playoffs, they have not been done when down a couple of goals, right? I think it was that Dallas series, that Vancouver series, where if you got down, you've usually maybe found a way to get back up. So we'll see what the Oilers can do here in this one. Hi, buddy. You coming? You coming to hang out? Okay. You can come hang out. Yeah, you can. You can come chill. I'm just going to be a lap kitty? Okay. As the Oilers have outscored opponents 26-15 in the second period so far in the playoffs, so that bodes well for us at least. As I'm going to take a quick second again to check out the watch time, my friends, as we go here to, well, 357 hours all told. As Philip Broberg with a big block there, and obviously Stuart Skinner with a couple of key saves, as well as Henrique, who's been buzzing all game. Obviously the fourth line's had a good shift here in this one as well, as this will be a now opportunity for the Florida Panthers to get away with a high stick. Again, the Oilers winding on the ice, looking like they're dead because of the Florida Panthers playing hard against them is not going to do the job for me here in this Stanley Cup final. I really have not appreciated the Oilers kind of trying to bait the referees into calls here. 12:30 to go in this second period of play. Puck right in front, shot fired wide by Florida. Ekblad will fire along the wall, picking up behind. Florida's dancing there. Ekman Larson trying to leave it there. The shot for Forsling. Save, man. Again, I don't know who 82 is. I got to figure out who 82 is. So, yeah, that's what we need to figure out here. So, we'll see where we go. But obviously right now, we're getting a line change here. Some fans trying to rally up the Florida Panthers right now, some young guys. As there comes Leon Draisaitl, so we'll have the face-off inside the Oilers' end. 12:18 to go in this second period of play. Chris Knobloch talking things over as Draisaitl gets the face-off down. Shot fired off the block of Holloway in front, went wide, and the Oilers were able to bat back into the neutral zone. Holloway's just not been able to bust free yet, but here comes Draisaitl right now. The Oilers attack getting going. Here's Kulak to the front of the net, off the side of the net instead. A nifty little Connor McDavid-esque play to try and tuck that one home, as here's Draisaitl now looking along the boards. He's going to shield the puck back to the point for Broberg. Nice little feed right there. Kulak fires it through traffic right towards the glove of Bobrovsky, which was somehow in front of all the traffic in front. And now with 11:49, we'll have a stoppage in play here in this second period, as that's where we're at. So the Oilers continue to rock and roll here tonight. Obviously, yeah, they're down 2-0, but from what I've seen tonight, if the Oilers quit standing around in their own zone, they're going to be just fine if they figure out a way to solve Bobrovsky for one. So, all right, here we go. Corey Perry, Connor McDavid, Zach Hyman, everybody ready to rock and roll as we get going here on this face-off. Why did I say Corey Perry? Did I say Corey Perry? I don't know. Maybe I did. As McDavid, we're going to have a hand pass and a stoppage in play. So, yeah, this is where it is right now for the Oilers, right? Is Florida has had a good second period response, and they desperately need to answer back here sometime into the early half of the back half of the period, or before we get there. So, we'll see where this goes. So, this one will be fired in by Florida. Knocked down there offside. So interesting. All right. There you have it. 11:37 to go in this second period. 18-8 the shots for the Oilers. Like I said, you just you need to find. I know Bobrovsky's been stopping everything. You need to chip something out of the blue paint into the back of the net. That's where the Oilers have failed so far in this game. They've had about 3 good looks on the doorstep and just haven't been able to do the job yet. There's Nugent Hopkins jousting with Sam Bennett. You know, I know Stanley Cup fights aren't really something that happens, but I would not be surprised if I saw Sam Bennett and Ryan Nugent Hopkins drop the gloves here in the Stanley Cup Finals. I think it was Bennett and Nuge a couple years back that reignited the Battle of Alberta, as this puck's rolling off the board. Save made by Skinner. Knocked it down. The Oilers tapped it to the near side boards. Panthers roll along the wall now. Ekholm will get it back to the point for Nuge. Nuge with a far side pass for Bouchard across the line. Bouchard's going to get going. And we're going to have a stoppage in play here as McDavid was taken down by Bennett. And the Oilers did not like that right there. So we'll see this one with 11:02 to go in this second period of play. As this is... Where are we seeing this replay here? Tkachuk firing this puck off the side wall. The tip in front there by Florida. That's what caused the puck to go sky high. And then Bennett throwing the interference on McDavid at the line to keep him offside. 34-20 the hits for the Panthers. Okay, hey, Oilers are playing ball here, right? They're doing a good job. Not getting too out-hit too badly, but McDavid somehow doesn't draw the... doesn't draw the too many men. That's fine and dandy. Is this one too many men? Interference. What am I saying? Oof. Wind's absolutely cooked my brain here today. As the Panthers across the line, down low into the Oilers' end. Ceci along the end wall, battling for that puck. It'll be pushed off by the Oilers to the point. Nice save in front by Bouchard on the shot from Montour. Back the other way. Here's Fogle firing inside the Panthers zone. Fogle battling along the wall, trying to keep this one alive. Back to the point. Florida's able to clear out, and here's Nurse. Last second, keeping it safely in the neutral zone. Florida trying to get back 2-on-1. Here's Florida dancing to the middle. Nice play by Nurse to push the man to the outside and then really give the man a rough go. I think that's loose to Ryan in there, getting pushed over by Nurse, and then a big hit in behind the net by Ceci. Keeps the puck to the near side corner, and the Oilers 5 men attack back the other way. 6:37 offensive zone possession time for the Oilers. So they have 18 shots, but somehow substantially equal amount of time for the offensive zone possession, as this one's going to be fired back down low now for Skinner. Picking it up here along the wall. Broberg's battled off the puck there. Back to the blue line. Fired out by the Oilers. Back now. Here comes Janmark on a mini breakaway. The shot towards Bobrovsky. Rebound in front. The Oilers score! You've got to be kidding me. The Oilers score that. There is no way that should be waved off. They jammed a puck home, and I don't think the referee had blown a whistle yet, as Janmark and Brown are tied up with the Florida Panthers. As that is, we are going to have a little brawl here inside the Florida zone. Kulak's getting going. Gloves are staying on here, but Kulak wants a piece of Lorentz here. And oh my goodness, all chaos just broke loose with the Oilers' fourth line inside the Florida zone. That is not what I expected, but they just jammed home a puck into the net. They did exactly what they need to, putting pucks into the paint and pushing it home, but I don't know if that's going to pay off exactly the way it should, as this one comes back in for Janmark. He placed it right under the pad of Bobrovsky, and then a nice jam there by Brown, and all kinds of chaos here as Kulak's trying to get a piece of Lorentz, who wouldn't drop the jersey, and Janmark wanted a piece of Oliver Ekman-Larsson for some reason. We're going to go to commercial, so they aren't going to rule it a goal for the Oilers, even though the puck went in. And, okay, yeah, that's CS is saying. A little brouhaha right there for the Edmonton Oilers and Florida Panthers as they dusted up after a puck was poked into the net. That's something you don't see every day. For the Oilers, anyway. That's not what we're used to out of our fourth line, but hey, we'll take it. As friends, we continue to get towards the second period intermission. We're now up over 390 hours on the stream, so we don't mind that at all. Again, what we'll say, if we are new to the channel, I will encourage you to hit that subscribe button here on Dolynny TV. They've got the 4-on-4 and the power play marked up for the Florida Panthers and Edmonton Oilers here, so not sure how this is all going to shake out in terms of this hockey game once we get back underway, but we'll see where this goes. As, yeah, the Oilers, good effort there going to the net, and you love to see it, as there is a Matthias Janmark fan in the stands there in Florida, as that should be a good goal for the Oilers all told, but I doubt it will be, as, yeah, that is where we're at. As, yeah, the Oilers obviously trying their best here, as there is a Florida Panthers fan, Edmonton Oilers fan, that has a McDavid / Kachuk jersey. That's an interesting go. But I'm doubting we got two Oilers in the penalty box here. It's Janmark and Brown. You like to see it right there. As the puck was waved off, Bobrovsky's talking things over as he had the... I don't think there was a whistle, as it might have been blowing dead beforehand, and I think that's what the call on the ice is actually going to be, is that the puck was blowing dead. And of course, listening with no sound, I can't tell you that for sure, but that's really the only thing that I could assume for why it's no goal. And the referee was so quick to wave it off so many times over. 9:36 to go in this period of play. As Jack, you're all you're all okay for being late. As I'll tell you, Florida scored an odd man rush, made it 1-0, and then Matthew Tkachuk dumped a puck along the end wall, retrieved it, and fired it in front. Darnell Nurse was standing on an island, and well, ultimately that ended up becoming a situation where the Florida Panthers scored to make it 2-0. So that's where we're at. Fran, welcome aboard. Michael, welcome in as well. We'll get this going for a face-off outside of the Florida zone, as is tradition when the goal's waved off, as Perry's gunning up here off the draw to try and get something going, as this will be knocked down low, and Holloway fires a hit in the end wall. Here's now Draisaitl battling along. He gets dumped, and there will be a penalty against the Panthers for dumping Draisaitl, as yeah, this is going to be interesting, as I think now all of a sudden, oh boy, how is this going to play out? There's 3 guys in the box for Florida, 2 guys in the box for the Oilers, and thankfully for the Oilers, they're not star players, but Bennett kind of took a second run and a cross check in the bottom of the numbers there, so that's where it's at. Bennett's mustache kind of reminded me of mine of how wild it is and similar color. This is now Draisaitl loading up here on the power play. There's 3 Panthers in the box. My goodness, send more to the box. This is going to be a face-off now. Inside for Draisaitl. Draisaitl will see it off the wall as this will be Forsling. Back to the point now, picked up Bouchard. Bouchard over to the near side for Draisaitl again. For Nugent Hopkins. Nuge loading up here, back to Bouchard. Bouchard over to Nuge, downloaded to McDavid. McDavid drags in front, save made by Bob. Retrieval there by the Oilers. Cannon from Bouchard upcoming, ended up passing to Nuge up over top of the net. Rebound in front as Hyman runs over Bobrovsky. No call upcoming. Puck down along the far side wall, back to the blue line for Bouchard again. Bouchard skating with the puck over to the far side. As this will be McDavid down the wing, passing right in front for Hyman. Hit his skate, rebound comes to the far side corner. McDavid battling for it. Draisaitl along the wall, knocked it down. Oilers power play is absolutely rolling here. Getting chance after chance. Draisaitl in front. Rebound, Nugent Hopkins. Dominic Hasek style save from Mr. Sergei Bobrovsky to keep that out of the net. Here's Nugent Hopkins back to the point for Bouchard. Rips the shot, blocked in front. And wow, what an absolute unbelievable sequence there in the first minute 15 for the Edmonton Oilers on the power play as Bouchard will tap it back down low. Here's McDavid skating through the middle of the near side. McDavid over to the wall. It's fought off there by Nuge over far side. Draisaitl looking to rip that puck back to Bouchard. Blocked in front by Luosterainen. Bouchard can't keep it in. And the Oilers are absolutely doing everything they can just to get denied by Bobrovsky and icing call on the power play. But just a wild sequence of events there for the Edmonton Oilers with 7:39 to go in this second period of play. The Florida Panthers, I don't know how they're getting these stops here tonight. I mean, Bobrovsky is a good goalie, but you just can't even make up some of this stuff. It's like my work day throughout this week as that puck came up off the end of the wall. Ekblad kind of fought off there. As that is absolutely unreal. I guess Nugent Hopkins missed that one. I thought he had gotten it, and then Draisaitl, the shot fired, and I think he might have gotten it with the stick as Bob sprawled out for that one. Wow. Okay. Game on. I mean, the only thing is, as Jim's saying, Bobrovsky can't keep this up. There's no way you can keep this up for the course of a 7-game series. I mean, yeah, okay, if Florida just keeps tackling the Oilers' bad defense, maybe you end up beating them in 4, but that's a lot of hope as this is pass over to the far side. It's now flipped out back into the neutral zone by Florida. 7:16 to go, 22-9 the shots on goal. And now coming back the other way, Evander Kane is going back through the middle for Fogle. Tip in front. Oh, what a placement by McLeod. Just couldn't hit Fogle perfectly to get him 5-hole. As the Oilers are definitely making a focus of trying to beat Bob on the 5-hole. Here's Fogle. Shot swallowed up in the logo by Bobrovsky as that was a nice turnstile there by Montour. That was fantastic. So this is good. As the Oilers are obviously doing things here. And yeah, we'll see what the Oilers have in store for us. As I don't even think the Oilers are getting goalied at this point. I'm getting that text message now. It ain't getting goalied. It is literally just brick walled, right? I mean, Bobrovsky, I don't think he's seen some of those saves that he's made. I mean, he's just kind of lucky to be there to let it hit him. More or less, it just seems. I mean, at some point, you just can't make up a guy making these many saves. So, this one's going to be face-off 1 by Holloway. Back to the point now. The shot by Bouchard fired up over top of the net and out of play. So, we'll see what the Oilers have in store here in this final few minutes as the 2024 Edmonton Oilers playoffs 50-50 for Saturday, June 8th. Rock and roll. Connor McDavid signed jersey. Leon Draisaitl signed jersey. 2 Stanley Cup tickets to game number 4. And you look at the Oilers viewing party right now. Everybody nervously sitting watching this one. Is this a face-off? Won by Florida, the far side boards. The Oilers now have 24 shots in this one. As this will go now to the near side, picked up by Broberg. Going now over to the far side is Bobrovsky. Picks it up along the wall. Ekman-Larsson with the puck. 6:20 to go as it's flipped out to the middle of the ice. Nice play by Florida to get that onside and keep it alive as Okposo skates into the corner. Perry battling along the wall. Okposo and Perry tackle up. Or who is that? Is that Barkov and Perry? I think Barkov just got turnstile there by Perry. The worm getting to work here as this one will go to the far side. Picked up now by Florida again. And Florida all of a sudden getting a couple of opportunities here. And we got an ad for Deadpool and Wolverine, which I'm very much so looking forward to going to watch. I know it's kind of some good friends of mine. They want to definitely watch that for a special day in their lives. So we'll see that. As this one, historic moments, the Stanley Cup. We have a moment to recap here. And it doesn't look like we're going to do that instead. So, friends, I don't know what I'm watching, to be honest with you. The Oilers are absolutely dominating out there. But the Oilers obviously just have not been able to cash in yet. And you just need to see them do it at least once this game, right? As Bobrovsky gets the shutout, then we got a problem. But if the Oilers find a way to beat them here tonight, I'm going to like our chances in this series. So, Michael, welcome in. As the Oilers obviously doing a good job so far here. Keeping it close. That's the big thing. The Oilers are keeping it close tonight. And yeah, this is big thing is here for the Oilers is got to figure out how to get this job done. So Barkov's returned to the bench now. So I guess Barkov went down the tunnel after that sequence with I don't know against who, but then he got turnstiled by one Corey Perry as well. So we continue to see things go here. So. Yeah, friends, the Oilers obviously are doing a good job continuing to push the issue and force the issue, and we'll see what that ultimately means for us as we go into eventually here in the next 6 minutes or so, the second period intermission, because that's where we're at. So here we go, Saturday Night Live, Five Timers Club, Tom Hanks, Steve Martin, Tina Fey, and Drew Barrymore. What are we looking? Stanley Cup Five-Timers Club. Corey Perry as well. Yeah, he's been to the Stanley Cup Finals 5 times. 07, 20, 21, 22, 24. Just crazy to think Corey Perry's been around that long in the Stanley Cup Finals. And at the late stages of his career, he's found a way to make 4 out of the past 5 Stanley Cup Finals. That seems insane to me as well, as this one's now at home. To the near side, the conditioning and the shape you have to be in to do that. As this one will be along the near side boards. Flipping there, the Oilers trying to battle off the end wall. 5:42 to go. Continuing to battle along the wall. It's McDavid now piling in there. As Forsling's pushing him from behind. And Nugent-Hopkins steals the puck away out of the pile. Nuge turns it over to Barkov. And the puck will exit the Florida zone. As Florida quickly comes up the ice with speed. As Bouchard battling through, and again, the Oilers complaining that the Panthers are playing them too hard. That's been my biggest pet peeve all game. Shot fired, save made by Skinner. 5:15 to go in this second period. And I think the title of this post game, if things don't change from current, will very well be The Oilers Can't Do This. And you hear what I'm saying, they can't do. And that's where they're at. So 5:15 to go in this second period. 24-10 the shots on goal. Skinner's made some saves tonight. 8 out of 10 of them. And the Oilers just need to pump in a couple quick 3 goals and suddenly things will look okay as well. So here we go. Shot fired towards the net. Nurse will battle it off the end wall now for Draisaitl. Draisaitl over now. got it to the free board, and it's picked up by Ceci, dumped in by Holloway, and the Oilers can't fully enter the zone. Bennett takes a run at Holloway. Bennett's somehow gotten offside. Situation inside his own zone is a nice play there by Bennett. Gets it over to the far side for Ceci. Shots fired in by Ekblad down to Darnell Nurse as Ceci will gather up steam on the right wing as Drysdale dances around a man. Made him look silly there as this one comes near side. Picked up again by Holloway, but he just couldn't jam it down low, unfortunately, to one Leon Drysdale. Nurse buries the man with the hit, though, at the blue line. Like to see that. Now Ceci engages physically as well as this one comes in behind. McLeod chips up off the boards. Picked up there now by the Oilers to the near side. Nurse fires it in. Down low to Sergei Bobrovsky. Near side pass over to Kulikov. Pass right up through the neutral zone. Tipped in there off the end wall. And they're going to call that icing. I think you're going to have to put that at center ice, guys. Because that was not an icing call. It was tipped at center ice on the right side of half for the Florida Panthers by the look I had there. So I think we're going to have this face-off at center ice if I'm not mistaken. As this is going to be obviously a big face-off for the Oilers if it is in the Panthers zone. And it is inside the Panthers zone, so I don't know what I was seeing, I guess, as this will be fired neutral zone off the draw by Florida. Picked up to the near side, tipped in by Zach Hyman. And I think it's been the Oilers' inability to really cleanly create rush chances in this game outside of the more breakaway stuff, right? There's been really no 2-on-1s so far in this game. This is tipped in down low to Bobrovsky again here. Forsling bats it up off the wall. Verhaeghe left it there for McDavid. McDavid loads back to Bouchard. Bouchard looking. 3.5 to go in the second as Ekholm will come near side. Ekholm fires down the wall to the far side boards. Battling there. The Oilers come up with this. Please don't be a game that goes to triple overtime tonight. Bouchard from the point. Fired the shot through traffic. It was blocked in front. And this one will be worked out into the neutral zone. Tapping it there is Brett Kulak inside his own end. And this will be along the ride by Nugent Hopkins. No icing on the play. McLeod back to action here. It'll be lifted out by Florida into the Oilers' end. Chasing back is Kulak once more. And he'll tap it along the boards and leave it there for Broberg, who rolls up through the neutral. Skates offside. Ooh, yeah, that was tough. Skated offside. AJ, welcome aboard. And Daniel, the big thing is, yes, next game is a must-win for the Oilers. Either way, you win tonight, you're up 2-0. Well, hey, that's the chance you can't squander. And no matter what, you need the split in Florida. So I like that take right there. As Bill, welcome aboard. Glad to have you along for the ride. Calling out Florida a little bit there. We'll let that one lie. I won't speak too ill of them yet. Well, McDavid wearing a bandage on his chin right now as well. Tough to see. We'll see where this goes. As McLeod off the face-off, one to the side there by Florida. Ripped up off the boards, tipped back in on Skinner. Skinner will dart it off to the near side boards. What a little play there, a little swoop of the stick, you could say. As this one will be fired into the neutral again by Florida, who's doing a good job just dumping it out, kind of like the Oilers did. But it looks like we have a stoppage in play now with an offside at the Oilers line. Friends, we're picking up steam here. If you have just tuned into the stream, my one ask for you tonight that I need you to do if you have a YouTube account is simply hit that like button. We're at 145, looking for over 200 tonight. So if you haven't done that already, that would be greatly appreciated. With that, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Stay up to date. Let's do this as the Oilers get back under action with 2.5 to go. Henrique draws in for the face-off against Lundell. Henrique draws it back. One there now for Darnell Nurse to the far side. Picked up by Ceci across the line. Tapped in now to the Florida end as Janmark takes down one of the Florida Panthers. I'm surprised that's not tripping, to be honest with you. And coming back the other way, the Florida Panthers see the Oilers enter their own zone as this will be now Janmark across the line. In behind, the fourth line for the Oilers has been real good tonight, by the way. So I like the games where they're really good. That usually means well for the Oilers in the series. This is picked up. Janmark through the near side boards, looking to fire it back down low Ekman Larson. I finally got him figured out. He's 91. As Kulikov taps up off the wall and gets it inside for Darnell Nurse inside the Oilers end. 25-11 the shots for the Edmonton Oilers here in this game as it's $1:35 to go as Nurse will rip it to the far side boards. Nice little play here by the Oilers through the neutral zone. Sets up an opportunity as Nugent Hopkins skates into it. Fogle had also skated in there. You got Nuge, Fogle, and Kane on the ice as Bouchard steps around a man. Bouchard fires it right in front. Here's now Ekholm near side point gathering up the puck. Bouchard again fires the puck through traffic. It's deflected out by Barkov, whose stick has been marvelous in this hockey game so far. Now loading up. Here's Nuge through the middle, cutting in. Now Kane. Down low to Nuge. Back to the point now. Ekholm to the far side. Bouchard. Back to Ekholm. Ekholm fakes the slap shot. Bouchard loads up the wrister. It hits something in front and went wide of the net as this will be picked up now to the near side. Reinhart fires the shot. Save made. Diving in there on Skinner was the Florida Panthers as that puck's lifted ahead. McDavid along the wall. McDavid battling there as he'll lift it in front now for Bouchard over to Ekholm. The puck fired up on him. And the Oilers unable to... they kept that in. They kept that in. Here's Draisaitl right in front. Bobrovsky down back. Front of the net was wide open and the Oilers missed it. As my goodness, they are just not having the luck they need today as this fired back inside the Florida zone. No icing call. Here comes Kulak pinching into the corner. As there's McDavid getting roughed up a little bit by Reinhart. A guy that's not knowing too much for the physicality as Florida fans get to their feet to end the period. The Oilers a good push late, down 2-0 after 2 periods of play. Oh boy, we're in for an absolute doozy to finish out this period as Tkachuk wants a piece of Draisaitl. Draisaitl just gave him a joust to the chin right there. We'll see where this goes. So, what a period again. The Oilers again just a goal shy of being evens after a period, instead down 2-0. And yeah, this has got a good feel to it so far tonight, friends. Thanks for being aboard again. I'll tell you right now, the period so far, 46-26, the hits for the Florida Panthers. The Oilers got to get a little more involved here later in this hockey game. Carter Verhaeghe from Alexander Barkov, Sam Reinhart, Evan Rodriguez, some Sam Bennett, and Brandon Montour to get the goal scoring going here in this one. So you like to see it, but we'll be right back to action here in a matter of moments, friends. Thanks for being aboard. I need some water, and I need a cookie, and I need a break. All right, friends, let's do this once more. Just a quick break there, and now all of a sudden the Edmonton Oilers down 2-0 here against the Florida Panthers. It's been a hockey game thus far, but obviously the Oilers could be doing better, but they aren't quite doing better. So we'll see where this goes here in this one. So hopefully we can get this going. So the Oilers need an effort here in this one. We'll see where this goes. So, yeah, let's quickly recap the goal scoring again. I'm literally falling asleep as we speak right now because, quite simply, it's been a day. 3 ball games, hockey game, not to mention as well having to walk a couple lengths across field to drop off the car, a flat tire, and all the whole works. So, Carter Verhaeghe, Alexander Barkov, Sam Reinhart, the goal scoring combination for Verhaeghe's opening goal of the series, and then Florida, just 2 minutes and 16 seconds into the second, scored Evan Rodriguez's first of the series from Sam Bennett and Brandon Montour. So that's good right there. So that's where it's at. As yeah, this is it's been a hockey game. I mean, I don't want to be down 2-0 after 2, but that's where we're at, and we'll see where we're at going forward. As right now, it looks like the Florida Everglades found a way to go out there and win a 3rd straight championship. Good for them. Good for them. As yeah, we continue here. Florida averaged 24.5 shots against per game the first 3 rounds. Edmonton has 26 after 40. There you have it. And then, of course, Bobrovsky has been great, and the Oilers have put some of their best chances over the net. That is fair as well from, who was that? Jason Gregor recapping what's going on. And the Oilers literally just saying, just keep pushing. Yeah, it's been interesting thus far. So, yeah. Hopefully, the Oilers find a way to kind of push through here. And get this going as the Edmonton Oilers looking to try and get this job done here as Crux welcome in. Yeah, it's been a whole day today. I mean, right? Everybody's got stuff going on. It is Saturday in June after all. That's the crazy part. We're playing hockey on June 8th, and it's the Stanley Cup Finals, not Game 7, Game 1. So yeah, we got a long ways to go in this series yet, and we'll see where this Edmonton Oilers, the Edmonton Oilers go. So, yeah, this is where we just have to get through this intermission, just get through the 3rd period, win, lose, or otherwise, right? I'm not counting on the Oilers winning 4 straight, so if we lose tonight, I'm all right. At the end of the day, I've been saying Oilers in 6, and I think Oilers in 6 is, no matter how it shapes up, it will likely be in 6 no matter who wins, but we'll see where this goes. So this is going to take some time, right? June 21st is when this series will finish up. I can promise you that. So looking forward to seeing what the Oilers have in store for us. Will have in store for us here in this hockey game later on throughout the series. Is Sam Bennett, obviously, he's been a factor tonight as well. He's had some good plays and obviously as well some good physicality levels, but yeah, I expect from him the Oilers will kind of do exactly what they did with him in Calgary and kind of start shutting him down little by little as the series goes along. Same with Tkachuk, same with kind of all the big guns. The Oilers have gotten better as series have gone along here in these playoffs. And here's Bouchard and behind the net being chased back, forced by Bennett to make a bad play, so that's tough there. So, yeah, this has been a good start, Medusa, for sure, for the Oilers. You're down 2-0 on really not even anyone's fault. I mean, Florida kind of took advantage of some sloppier play by the Oilers, but again, overall, it's not like it's horrendous. I mean, Florida on a rush chance, yeah, they're going to score those. That's why you can't let that happen. But, hey, you have to figure out at some point, the Oilers did. And then as well, that Matthew Tkachuk one ripping it off the end boards. The guys planted perfectly in front to fire it over top of Skinner. Well, Yeah, it happens, right? It happens. This is going to be interesting to see how this second period plays out. Friends, I am gassed, and I have an extra water bottle in the car. I'm going to go grab it because I don't think I'm going to survive without it. We're on to the last of the rations here. This water bottle's half full. Oh boy, we're having a rough go here. The ball game was not so great, but we'll survive. It's been an interesting hockey game so far, and the ball games were what they were, and we'll see where this goes. Yeah, hello everybody joining in, and saying welcome aboard as Spencer as well, saying that this is frustrating again. If you're frustrated after game one, that doesn't bode well, right? You take away the positives after game one, mix it into game number two, come away with the split and everything's fine. So I'm hoping let's go welcome in as well. Need to split up the Nurse CC pair well again. I just don't think the Oilers were comfortable doing that with Broberg in the lineup, and I know we've seen a lot of positives from Broberg. I just don't know, is Darnay a better option right now? I think so, and that allows you to play him with Nurse, which gives you a better option. I don't know. This is going to be fun, but the big thing is right now for the Oilers, we've had a good hockey game. You're down 2-0. I don't care, because I'm just enjoying the fact that we are actually playing a Stanley Cup Finals game right now in the McDavid era, when everybody said McDavid would never reach the Cup Final, and well, now as well, we're sitting here debating how we could do better, which is even more fun. So, Trippin, Rick, and Sam, thank you so much for the super chats, keeping us commercial free here tonight. I will say the one commercial I run all broadcasts long is, if you're new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button here on Dolynny TV. Love to have you aboard for more broadcasts, more news, more everything here on the channel. So, stay tuned as we keep running along here tonight and throughout the rest of the playoffs. As we've just crossed over 7,500 views on the stream, which I believe means, if I'm not mistaken, 7,520 times 4.2. How about that? A grand total of 526 hours on the stream tonight. So we are well on our way to that 750 settle up mark, but well on our way to 1,000 as well if we get some luck here by the end of it, if everything goes according to plan. So, yeah, the Oilers have obviously done a good job in this hockey game. I'm not too concerned about much at all here so far, as it's been a pretty stellar game. And you just have to expect the Oilers come up with a good one here. Is the crowd intensity available on... Oh, sorry. They're showing the NHL in ASL, so American Sign Language. They're showing available on Sportsnet Plus. That's pretty interesting to see as well. The NHL has done some really good things to make the game more accessible for everybody, and that's awesome to see right there. So it's actually interesting to see how emphatic they can be with their sign language as well. So that's awesome. Yeah, the Oilers have a job ahead of them in this third period. That much can be said. The Oilers have a task ahead of them in terms of scoring a goal, right? The job is to win the game still, but the task is just score a goal to begin it. And you go out there and win this hockey game, it's going to be an absolute dandy of a classic for a lot of Oilers fans. Sitting there thinking, hey, you know what? This game doesn't look good. And then all of a sudden, you turn it around in the third period, leave the best for last. That's going to be awesome to see. So, we got time here. That's the best part. We got time, and we'll see how it all shakes out at the end. So, Daniel's saying to do that, we have to get a goal in the first 5 minutes. I absolutely agree, right? I think the earlier you get it, the better off you're going to be. And if you get it in the first 5, that gives you 15 to get the next one. And that is awesome. So you like to see that. So as well, Vasco saying Bobrovsky is tough to beat. Well, that's the problem too. He's a pretty good goalie. And I'm never going to discredit Sergei Bobrovsky in the year 2024. But that said, the Oilers are a good team too. So push comes to shove somewhere in there, right? I think. And so far, the push is doing a good job, that being Bobrovsky. So, see, welcome aboard, is still cheering for the Canucks. And, yeah, we're seeing things roll along here. Double saying the Oilers flag arrived just in time. So we continue here on the broadcast, friends, towards the final commercials of the second period. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, that's terrible. Yeah, so it looks like the Savannah Bananas sold out Fenway Park as part of their World Tour thing. That's awesome to see. But reminder after the game that Tom Gazzola and Sean Bell will have your post game for you. We keep things rolling here in tonight's hockey game. I think they got a Bad Boys for Life commercial here for us. Or something. I'm not 100% sure what's going on here. Beverly Hills Cops. Okay, Beverly Hills Cops. Like, I don't know who the actors are. All I've heard the past little bit is all about Bad Boys for Life. So I was like, oh, there's police cars. Wow, okay. My not knowing about Hollywood blockbusters coming out this summer aside, outside of Deadpool, I've already mentioned that one for you. 17:24 to go, 14:04 to go for ozone time for both clubs. The Oilers with the more ozone time tonight, so that's a good sign, I guess you could say. 3 comeback wins in 2024 for the Oilers so far. 1 in the third period in these playoffs. So good to see that the Oilers have done it in this third period at least once as we come up on this one, as we'll get things going here in this third period. The Florida Panthers trying to get things going. The fans jumping up, jumping around. And now a face-off for Mr. Adam Henrique. The fourth line gets the vote of confidence to start the period, as that's a nice play fired in by Broberg down behind the line. Florida battling along the wall here. We'll tap it for Janmark, who takes a bump. And then it's a nice steal by Connor Brown, who backs it off the end of the net. And this will be to the nearest far side corner, sorry. As we're back underway, friends. We're back underway as this one will be to the near side. As this will be Broberg rolling, making the play. That's an authoritative play from Philip Broberg as Florida comes back the other way. Here's the thing. Keep Florida off the board in the first 5 minutes and you might have a chance. They've scored both goals in the first 5 minutes of both periods. As here's Janmark losing the puck over to Reinhart. Now Brown gets it out of the zone. He'll lift into the Florida bench and out of play with 19:06 to go. So here's where it is. Right now, if you get Florida past the first 4 minutes without scoring, I like the Oilers' chances in this hockey game. So face off for Barkov at center ice against Leon Draisaitl. The Oilers go top on top here as McDavid comes across the boards as well. Barkov wins the face off. The Oilers have been outclassed in the draw all night here. 24-16 the draws for Florida so far. That is a problem as this will be picked up now by Reinhart, fired in behind the wall as this is going to be battled there freely, and Ekholm continues to free this puck up as it comes near side. Draisaitl goes to the far side with the puck. He's fought off there right now, and mouth doesn't want to work as well as it was at the start of the game. As this will be loaded up now near side by Ekholm. It's going to be freed up by McDavid. Draisaitl battling through, hits Ekblad, fired back into the Oilers zone. Bouchard stops up. Take a breath, everybody. Take a breath. As Bouchard goes over to the far side for Ekholm. Ekholm through the middle. It's tipped up off his stick and down low into the near side. Bennett to the far side now into the Oilers end. Tkachuk battling against Nurse to get there as Nurse just absolutely wrecked Tkachuk along the wall. Gave his head an old pop into the glass. Hey, I don't advocate for that kind of violence, but something I've been talking about in these playoffs. 17:55 to go. Tkachuk was kind of erased on that play there and along the end wall. And that's not necessarily a bad thing for Darnell Nurse to be throwing that kind of physicality. So as this one comes in behind and showing highlights here again of Barkov winning battles for the Panthers all night. No shots, one attempt for Barkov, but still a big factor in why the Panthers are up 2-0 as this puck's fired to the far side. Mikla fires it inside the Oilers zone. Near side, battle off, free shot, fire towards the net, goes up over top. And this one right here continues to the near side. Fogle along as Ceci will help it to the middle of the ice, and Simon's along for the ride. First time we've seen Simon in the chat. Marks out of 100, please. I will give you a 65. This has been a 65% effort from the Oilers in terms of perfection. And why I mean that is, quite honestly, it's been a good hockey game. 2 mistakes and it's in the back of the net and you've had 26 shots. So can't say we're not trying as this one comes now free for Tarasenko in behind to Stuart Skinner. Leaving it there. Nets unintended in front with Tarasenko with the puck on the near side board. Shot fired in front, goes up over top. Florida gets a good chance. This one will be chopped out into the middle of the ice. Kulikov sees the puck whipped there by Perry across the line. Holloway's with the puck over to McLeod. McLeod backhands down low to Perry. Far side boards now. Holloway goes chasing after it, and Ekman Larson will free it up there, and this will be fired to the near side by Florida into the neutral zone. This game's slowed down a little bit here in this third period of play. The shot fired across center by Florida as here's Verhaeghe getting it onto the tape of Reinhart. Stonewalled there by McDavid over back now to Verhaeghe as Forsling with the puck goes back to the center of the zone as this will be fired back down behind the net. Barkov going shot fired off the side of Skinner, goes in behind. And we are to the 16:08 mark. The Oilers have 8 seconds to survive inside their own zone. All right, there you have it. The Panthers have not scored in the first 4 minutes of the period as they did in the first 2. I like the Oilers' chances officially here as this one's gloved down now by Bouchard. Giddy up time here, boys. Let's go. As this is going to be Bouchard through the middle to nobody. McDavid wins the race, so Ekblad let off on that one. As it's going to be fired down along the far side. Boards all the way down to Hyman behind the net. He's rolling out from behind. Hyman loses the handle. Barkov lost it to Hyman. Hyman fires it over. As nice play in front as it's whipped around a few times. Draisaitl to McDavid, and Draisaitl got it on the tape. But McDavid just couldn't solve Bobrovsky. What a save right there. That was a good stop. And unbelievable on that one as the Oilers just whipped that puck around. Barkov, a rare mistake. I mean rare. And what a play right there by Draisaitl over to McDavid. And just the puck just didn't have the speed as McDavid. Maybe if he went far side could have beat Bobrovsky, but what a stop right there. So we've got to go with 15:27 to go. The Oilers get their first great chance of the period. And this one's won back again by Florida. Again, the Oilers are not going to win this hockey game if they don't start winning faceoffs here in bunches late in this game. As this goes down low for Lorentz inside the Oilers' end. Back along the wall, picked up now by Janmark. Janmark rolling through the neutral. That's about all he did. And then he took a heavy jolt there as Henrique back to the blue line. Nurse pumps a shot on net wide of the net. 15:06 to go in this third period of play. As this is along the wall, Henrique was taken down. Skinner's going to see Nurse pick up the puck inside his own zone. 14:50 to go as Nurse is peeling around inside his own end. He's going to flip it up off the glass, out freely into the neutral zone. Nice play there by Nugent-Hopkins, leading ahead to Bobrovsky inside the Panthers zone. Instead, it was Kulikov stealing away the puck and then turned around. A little bit of chaos inside the Panthers zone. Nice play by Kulak over to Broberg, who will backhand in to the Panthers end. Bobrovsky leaves off for the defense there. The second line for the Oilers has something cooking that features Foegele, Nugent-Hopkins, and Kane. Now that McDavid, Draisaitl, and Hyman have been reunited on that top line, as this one's through the middle of the ice to the near side now for Broberg, who's still on the ice out there with the secondary unit as Foegele battles it free for Broberg. It's flipped out into the neutral zone. Kulak inside, as this one will be loaded up now by Kulak again. The far side boards. Bouchard leads ahead, turnover, Panthers offside, onside just barely, and the shots fired, save made by Skinner on the quick entry by the Florida Panthers. We're going to have a stoppage in play with just over 13 minutes to go in this third period of play. Friends, we're up over 8,100 views on the stream, so we got a good go here. Bennett kind of took a high stick up there. As Flipper do welcome in. And yeah, no, it's been a good game so far here tonight, and the Oilers just a goal away from changing the whole complexion. As it's been a good save so far for Bobrovsky, save in, save out. So as the NHL obviously releasing a whole bunch of good news about the salary cap and all that today, so that's good to see. So, yeah, awesome. Things are rolling, so. Oh, boy. Guy's tired. But we'll survive. All right. We're continuing here, friends. So far, continuing to be down 2-0. As the Oilers, you know what? A goal here changes everything. And I think that's the big part. You still got 13 minutes to go. Yeah, I think if the Oilers do the job in this next, before you leave the last 5 minutes of the game, we're going to have a good chance. Chris Cuthbert, Craig Simpson on the call on Hockey Night in Canada for this one. And I wish I could style my hair like Craig Simpson. I mean, that man styles his hair just mintly. I don't know how much level of hair grease or whatever, but third Cup final appearance for Florida, 96-23-24. As this one gets going, as this will be a face-off for the Oilers inside their own zone. Florida loads up the shot off the win again, and the Oilers are able to quickly transition back the other way. Unfortunately, it didn't work out there The Oilers, though, make a nice play across the line. Perry down the wing, loads up the slap shot, turned aside by Bobrovsky. Battling along the boards, it was Holloway who had his stick snapped. 13:25 to go in this third period of play. Puck's in the near side corner. Tarasenko battles Kulak to a knee. And here comes now Henrique, and we will have a stoppage in play for what? Interference against Corey Perry? So Corey Perry takes an interference call. Interesting. Where is this call? I don't know where that call was at all. This will be a penalty against the Oilers either way. 13:13 to go in this third period. The Oilers penalty kill is going to have to come up huge. And you know, if the Oilers kill off this penalty, the momentum swing in favor of the Oilers is going to be absolutely massive. You got to ride that wave. Score that next goal. A shorty here would be absolutely unreal. So this one will be to the near side, as this will be picked up now by Barkov. Over to the far side. Tkachuk fires down along the wall. Ekholm back to the blue line here. Mahura fires along the wall. Picked up in front there by Florida. Tipped off an Oilers skate coming into play. So alright. 12:48 to go in this third period. $1:35 to go in the power play. The Florida Panthers sure seem like they're cruising. They sure seem like they got this locked down. Right? Hint, hint. Hello? As we go here now for a face-off inside the Oilers zone. Henrique, who desperately needs a face-off win, got one right there. And now it'll be battled out by Ekholm inside the neutral zone. That one just bobbled a little gently into the Florida zone, as this will be picked up by Reinhardt. He'll load up through the middle and come to the near side now. Barkov right down the middle of the lane. Over to Verhaeghe. Verhaeghe around the boards now for Ekholm. This is coming down near side. Around to the far side. Up off the glass. Where's that puck going? It's McLeod getting it out to center ice. That's where that puck's going. So, yeah, that is where it is at, as the Florida Panthers are now inside the Oilers zone. Brown again taps it out. My goodness, the Oilers are so good at penalty killing. And I mean, I with full confidence say that right now. Brown, turnover shot fired. Blocked in front. Goodness sakes, the Florida Panthers just gifted the Oilers an absolute gem in front. That was unbelievable. But, whew, boy, the Oilers are crushing it here, and desperately need a goal. Right, this has not been a terrible game for the Oilers. It's just a matter of you need to win this one here tonight. So here's Henrique now. Face-off dot, one back by Florida. Actually came in behind the Oilers line and won it back. So interesting. As this will be put up through the middle now for Bennett. Bennett across the line, darting in, stolen away by Nuge, swiped on out of the zone, back into the Florida end. Cats chasing after it here. Tarasenko. Tarasenko is number 10. Ekman Larsson's number 91. Confuse me anymore, as Tarasenko does touch the puck. He fired it in there. Now here's Bennett rolling around behind the net. Bennett looking to the near side. Here's Tarasenko blocked in front by Nurse. And this will be fired out by Janmark down along the boards into the Florida territory. Just like that. Just like that. You killed off the penalty once again. 30 straight penalty kills for the Edmonton Oilers. That is a point of pride for this squad. Across the line now, Barkov into the Oilers end. We got 11 minutes to go. Barkov's dumped by Bouchard. Repeat that one more time, Tice. Barkov's dumped by Bouchard. Oh boy, I like the sounds of that. As here's Verhaeghe along the boards to the far side. He's battling against Broberg. A nice tap play there by Drysdale. Just missed the stick of one McDavid, as it'll be picked up back through the neutral zone. It's a fired up puck here near side. Fight. Hyman couldn't win it. But this one will come now backhand over to Bouchard. Bouchard rolling up through the left wing. Now up the middle to the far side. Onside, McDavid gets kind of tugged around there a little bit by the Florida Panthers on his way down in the zone. Here's Broberg over to Bouchard. Tip in front onto the pad of Bobrovsky, and now McDavid's going to get mauled here by Forsland, and Stanley is number 82. As it has been an absolute beaut of a hockey game so far. You know, you'd think I'd be upset down 2-0 with 10 minutes to go, but no, you know, 2-0's looking pretty good on the Oilers so far. It's not been terrible. I think the Oilers right there, they bumped and bruised Bobrovsky a little bit this hockey game, so been a lot of positives. A lot of positives. The title's still for the video. I promise you if the Oilers lose, the Oilers can't do this all series, and that's complain that Florida's getting away with stuff, because the more you're complaining, the more Florida's going to get away with. And we've seen that evidence so far in this hockey game at times. This is picked up now off the face-off by Hyman. The shot through traffic goes up over top of the net, as this will be McDavid loading up here as Tkachuk battled it out. Nice play by the old, well, now veteran it seems like for the Florida Panthers, as Hyman's rolling along in behind the net here as Hyman comes off the end wall. McDavid in the near side picking up Bouchard. Back to the point now, Draisaitl. Draisaitl skates at the line. He's taken down by Ekblad. Kind of roughed him up there a little bit. This will be tipped on in. Down low now for Bobrovsky. Bobrovsky sees it played ahead there. Tipped out into the neutral zone. Nice play by McLeod over to Ceci. Ceci will play this one ahead and in, as this will now be Lundell off the end wall. Over to the far side. The Oilers rolling ahead here through the neutral zone. It's Florida tapping into the Oilers end. I'm losing my pace and losing my focus here. Oh boy, as this one will be picked up near side by Florida inside the Oilers zone. Less than 10 to go in the hockey game. Let's see the Oilers' best here. They got 29 shots. I want to see 20 more. This one's fired right in front. Nice save made there by the Oilers' defense. Fogle wins the battle over to the far side. Nurse rolling around here. He'll get it going up the middle of the ice. He's in a hurry through the neutral zone. Skating in nicely. Just carving up the ice there. As he'll go right in front. Kane has a swipe at it. Henrique misses just wide. And this one will come back near side for the Florida Panthers as Verhaeghe coming along the wall now for Brown. Nurse along the end wall. Broberg battling there as it'll come down near side for Hyman to the far side boards. Nobody's there for it, so this one taps through the middle of the ice and it comes on down. And one, Stuart Skinner is nice play by Brown. Leads into the middle as here's play as Florida's good to go. As they will fire inside the Oilers zone. Stuart Skinner leaves it there for Broberg. Broberg is going to try and cut up. Florida's just clogging everything up here. Oilers are really struggling to get some good transition through the neutral zone, and so it seems, as Rodriguez is going to backhand out to center ice. And the Oilers again kind of starting to look frustrated here. A little low to gas, a little bit too, as here's McDavid cutting the shot from Ekholm up over top of the net. Ekblad takes a bump here as this will battle off the boards. Nice play by the Oilers in behind the net. Just couldn't find McDavid off the board bounce. As here's Ekholm again, leaving it for McDavid. 3-on-1. Here's Draisaitl down the right wing. Bouchard, the shot. Couldn't get it through traffic as he'll rebound his own shot, and that will be picked up, fired wide by Ekholm. The Oilers have fired a good ton of shots over top of the net. Here's Draisaitl leaving it for McDavid. Here's this one. Shot fired towards the net, goes off a bounce in front, wide on the far side as McDavid back to Bouchard, downloaded Draisaitl, top line's cooking here as Bouchard will load up, and the pass, just a stupid one there by Bouchard over to Verhaeghe. What do you do? It'll happen as this is stolen away now by Luosterainen. It's going to be a start back the other way. Shot, glove hand save for Stuart Skinner with 6:45 to go. So there you have it. What an opportunity there for Ekholm, and he fired it off the skate of Ekblad. And that one again tipping off of Ekblad in front. So the Oilers still 6:45 to go here, friends. I'm going to tell you, the old stream is going to absolutely explode if the Oilers find a way to score a goal here in this one. So I'm excited to see where this goes. Yeah, the Oilers are going to try their best to get this game changed in a hurry here. So let's see. Oh boy, goodbye. Oh boy, rough go. Friends, let's see what's going on. Don't know. Nobody wants to say there's a party. All right, nobody wants to say there's a party, but all right. Oh man. Whew. All right, friends. We are 6-7 minutes to go in this third period. The Oilers so far have played a pretty dang good hockey game. A goal would be nice, but hey, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. And we'll see where this goes. It's been a pretty good road game from the Edmonton Oilers all told. And the more games like this, the better off we're going to be. So, as well, the Oilers are just about to get back underway here in this one. So, we'll see what this goes. That's fair. That's fair. Here we go. All right, face-off. One back by the Oilers to the near side, battling through the middle of the ice there. Florida's able to get it going back into the Oilers' end. Here's Bennett. He's taking a run at there by Nurse, and that's a good little defensive play, stick and body at the same time. And now here's an opportunity back inside. Stuart Skinner will flip it over to the far side. Picked up now by the Oilers as they'll fire through traffic to the near side. Loaded up here, shot fired in. And we'll have a high stick on the play, so we'll have a stoppage in play, just like that. So the Oilers, they need to get to work here. A 5-minute drill, right, kind of deal, or 6-minute drill, whatever you want to say. They find a way to get this job done, they're going to get going, as they are desperately going. So as Linda, I will tell you, to say Matt not being here, the Crowfoot jersey remains undefeated. That's all I will tell you about that. 6:10 to go. Here's the Panthers flip up into the neutral zone. Nice glove hand play there by the Oilers. Panthers touch it, so no glove pass as Hyman trying to play this puck forward. Can't do it. Here's Ekholm going to walk across the line to the far side now for McDavid. McDavid hasn't been too dynamic tonight. He's had 1 or 2 chances, but nothing more than that. This comes now near side for Drysdale. Work back to the blue line. Bouchard makes a man miss on the interference play there by Hyman. Ekholm pounds it on net. And he just about pounded that off of Hyman into the back of the net by the looks of this. As this one will be picked up now by Bouchard. In behind. 5.5 to go. Oilers starting out from behind their own net. Bouchard up the middle. Hits Drysdale. The Oilers are offside by a good mile, right? I think Ryan McLeod had sped himself into the zone a little faster than one might expect. And that's a good looking shot there from Ekholm. I want to see this replay here as Ekholm put it up over top by the looks of it. And we will keep going here to a commercial break one last time. Got to save the water here, friends. I will tell you, we're up to 338 of you aboard for the ride. We're almost over 9,000. I will tell you, if you're new to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button here on the channel. Would appreciate you hanging out for the rest of the series. This has been a good game. I am not the least bit disappointed. I think this is exactly what I expected. A tight scoring, low scoring Florida Panthers win in game 1 that sets up at least game number 5, if not game number 6 of the series, should the Oilers continue to push things here as things go along. But, oh boy. And yikes, that hair is out of control. We're going to have to do something about that. In fact, though, for those of you watching back home, the hair is not as long as it ever has been. The hair has been much longer in lifetime, so we'll see where this goes throughout the rest of the playoffs. But I'm looking forward to showing you the old Tyson special there by the end of the playoffs once we shave off the beard, win, lose, or otherwise. As we go here now to just about 9,000 views, as we'll see where this game finishes this evening, as they're showing some ads on the old television right now. So yeah, we'll see where this hockey game wants to take us. The Oilers obviously down 2-0 right now. If you're just tuning in, it hasn't been the greatest offensive goal-scoring game, but hey, you know what? The Oilers have played a pretty solid game outside of that. Some good defense. Yeah, a couple of things you got beat on, but again, you score 3 goals, you win the hockey game. So still with plenty of time to win this evening, though. That's the biggest thing here, is Zach Hyman obviously has been absolutely unreal for the Oilers, but it is Sergei Bobrovsky that has stolen the show so far this series, as Bobrovsky's been an absolute menace in the net against the Oilers, and McDavid, Hyman, Draisaitl, nobody can solve him. He's allowed 2 goals or fewer in the 10 of the last 11 games. All he needs to allow is 2 goals here and then go to overtime, and let's have a good party. As this down low to Stuart Skinner. Skinner will tap now near side for Broberg. Broberg's out there with 5 minutes to go in a third period of a Stanley Cup Finals game for a guy that requested a trade this season. That is some dang good managing there by Ken Holland and Jeff Jackson. I will tell you that much, as this puck's fired to the far side by Bobrovsky right up the middle now. The Oilers have it in the neutral zone, as that will be fired down in by Henrique to the far side boards as Foegele comes crashing in. As that is Foegele, Kane, and Henrique right in front. The Oilers tap away at it and just could not jam it back in the net, as this will be lifted back now inside the Oilers territory. Broberg with the puck. 4.5 to go in this third period. Time getting to the desperate point, friends. We are closing out game number 1 here, it looks like, as this will be Draisaitl turning the puck over. Verhaeghe snaps the shot, the save made by Stuart Skinner. Also, friends, if you haven't hit that like button yet here in tonight's game, definitely make sure to do that. And Chemo to your saying this is pretty disappointing. I am not the least disappointed at all. Again, I know this series is going 6. I know the Oilers have played a stellar game, and really, they've tested Bobrovsky, and I can tell you, quite honestly, he cannot keep this up for 7 games, 6 games, whatever it takes for the Edmonton Oilers, as this is going to be a face-off here for Draisaitl, as this is going now off the wall, down low now for Ekholm. He'll fire up along the boards. It's stolen there by Reinhart. Reinhart got it down low. The shot fired in front, and there is Stu. Exactly when you need him. Making the big old saves. Shot number 16, 17 of the game. And guess what? Now all of a sudden Stuart Skinner is 3 shots away from a 900 save percentage. And I still strongly believe the Oilers might get that out of him in overtime if things go according to plan here late. So here we go. This will be an opportunity now inside the Oilers zone again. Florida wins the face-off. The shot loading from Ekblad goes around to the far side boards. I guess they didn't count that 17th shot, the second jam there by Florida. That's fine. They don't have to. I'm okay with that. As this comes down near side again. Reinhart back to the point. The shot by Forsling swallowed up off the shoulder of Stuart Skinner to the far side boards. The Panthers played it down low. 3:50 to go, as this will be Hyman to the far side, as Ekblad keeping it alive inside his own zone, as he'll get it over to Gustav Forsling. The puck to the far side, tapping down low as Tkachuk goes in now for Ekholm. Tkachuk gives Ekholm the old shove from behind there, as the Oilers just can't make the passes either here in this game for some reason. I guess maybe we'll see what the ice is like in Edmonton compared to this, as that is a play where there were 4 Oilers back. Holloway's taken down by the big hit of Evan Rodriguez. Bennett fires it down low, and here's Stuart Skinner to the far side. CC under duress there from Luosterainen, as it's a nice play by CC back to Ekholm, as this will be picked up now. CC over to Ekholm. Ekholm along, tipped in now across the line. McLeod scrambled it up here. 2:56 to go. Shot towards the net, blocked in front, and it goes out into the neutral, as this will be picked up. McLeod's got a little bit of head of steam here, as he's going to work up the middle. Through, fire the shot towards the net. Instead, he gets his own rebound off the end wall and fired that one right there, as this will come now near side. firing along the boards. The Oilers tying up. And this will be worked now by Holloway. Back the other way. The Oilers see the Panthers busting in, and the play is dead. I think they were offside, so I'm liking where this Oilers effort has been tonight. I'm liking what's evolved in this hockey game. It quite simply could have been a runaway game for the Oilers, given the defensive mistakes, given how the goals went in, all that. And, well, instead, you give up 2 goals in, 22 minutes to start the hockey game, and you lose 2-0 after stalemating the Panthers for the next 38. I like that one right there. That's not too bad of a situation. So 2:29 to go in this third period of play. Panthers fans are on their feet inside Amarant Bank Arena as the faceoff's down. One there now by Draisaitl. Draisaitl's trying to get the empty net going here for Stu Skinner. He will go to the bench, and this will be backhanded there by Florida. Tap to the near side boards. Bouchard gathers up Nugent Hopkins at center ice, able to keep it alive as Draisaitl taps in. Here's McDavid trying to win the battle. Flipped out by Florida. Kept in by the Oilers. Tapped to the far side boards. Here's Reinhart with time to shoot. Knocked down by Ekholm. $1:56 to go here offside is Hyman skating in now. McDavid across the line. McDavid pushing to the far side boards. Ekholm slap pass. Looking back door for Draisaitl as the Oilers try to push for one. Here's Bouchard over to Ekholm again. Ekholm down low now for Draisaitl. The Oilers playing with it. Bouchard the shot up over top of the net. And here's Evan Rodriguez flipping towards center ice. Knocked down by Bouchard. The Oilers coming hard and heavy here in this last little bit of this third period as Bouchard over to Nugent Hopkins. Whipping the puck around the Oilers right to the front of the net. Tapping in front. Bobrovsky gets the glove down. Makes the save with $1:21 to go in this third period. The Oilers are not going to go away until they get one, at least, or so it seems. Here tonight, there's a buddy watching the game in the same jersey I have as this one gets going. But that one right there as McDavid down along the wall is that goes there, and that was a good little situation for the Oilers as Stu Skinner's on the bench with Calvin Pickard. $1:21 to go. Timeout for the Edmonton Oilers. Colby, how do you split up Bouchard and Ekholm without splitting up Nurse and Ceci? I'm telling you that Bouchard and Ekholm have played all game together here tonight, outside of one shift for Bouchard with Broberg. So I don't think Knobloch split up Bouchard, and it's a big thing with Ceci and obviously Nurse. You know what? That's been your pair for the past 3 years. You gotta have faith that they do know what they're doing, and if you're beat on 2 goals is usually enough for the Oilers to win 3-2. So I'm not too beat up on this one. Not really at all. It's been a good effort from the Edmonton Oilers tonight, and now with timeout and empty net called, I think we got at least a chance to get one. I mean, you make it 2-1, everyone's going to say just how amazing of a game it was. It's real Stanley Cup Finals hockey, and it felt everything it can. You can't win every single game, right? So here's Draisaitl, face off at center ice, or not face off inside the Panthers zone. I'm an idiot, and they immediately whistle that one down. So here we go. They're going to delay it out a little bit more, as we will have the face-off inside the Florida zone here. McDavid taking the draw. One back by Florida to the far side boards. That's a face-off you got to have if you're the Oilers. As this now McDavid spinning off the check. He's going to tap it back to the blue line for Ekholm. Bouchard near side. Back to the blue line now. Bouchard again down low to Draisaitl. Draisaitl fires the shot blocked in front. And this should do it for Florida as they've got a chance towards the empty net. And Ekholm makes the block in front. So McDavid now tapping it back to Bouchard. 54 seconds to go in this third period of play. Time running down on the Oilers rather quickly here. Shot fired in near side boards as this goes off the wall for Lundell. The Oilers tie up there along the near side. Back now Bouchard with the puck. Florida, no one can see in the fan stands right there. And this one will be picked up now by Draisaitl, the near side boards. And this will be fired around to the far side. 25 seconds. They're saying that puck came out of play, and the face-off will be inside the Florida zone. So There you have it. It was Bouchard. Draisaitl just tried to do a little too much. I like the shot idea, but just didn't exactly pull it the right way. Is 20:44 the time on ice for Sasha Barkov tonight. 34 shots for the Oilers, so you showed up. Just you gotta go out there and obviously figure out a way to solve Sergei Bobrovsky. You give one game to Florida, that's fine. You just can't give them two at home. Is this now Sam Reinhart against Leon Draisaitl in the face-off dot? As this will be a face-off down, scrambled to the boards again. The Oilers' inability to win face-offs here in this game is really what is, I think, killing me. As this goes to the far side boards, 17 seconds to go near side. Puck comes chopped there by Florida, back to the point. Bouchard with a shot towards the net, blocked in front by Florida. 7-6 shot by Florida, hits the empty net. 3-0 with 4.4 seconds to go on the clock. The Florida Panthers lead the game 3-0. Sioun there with the correct score prediction of tonight's hockey game. And the Florida Panthers are throwing their rats on the ice now. That's I don't think that's how that's supposed to go. But here we go. Obviously for the Oilers, a tough finish, giving up the empty netter and all. But I mean, a heck of a hockey game played. If you're going to tell me Florida's an intimidating building to play in, which is what I've heard throughout these playoffs, is that Florida's really got a good home crowd. Well, you know what? A tough finish in game one is really not all that tough, given that you give up 2 bad goals and play a pretty solid game the rest of the way out. And Johnny, that's exactly. Watch out for a mad Connor McDavid, because he will be coming hard after the Florida Panthers. He didn't push it all game tonight, but trust me, he will be absolutely lighting up Florida in game number 2. So Paul Maurice, the veteran coach, wins game number 1 of the series. But what does he have the rest of the way? So we'll see where this goes. As we got 4.4 seconds to go in this third period before we wrap it up, we'll get the post-game edition going immediately. And then that will be it. That will be all. The Florida Panthers win this evening, friends. Now to discuss what the Edmonton Oilers can't do the rest of the way this series. Let's get to it. This is Dolynny TV. We didn't win, but I'm going to take the moral victory tonight anyway. The Oilers, a 3-0 final against the Florida Panthers. Now you're looking for the split. I've been saying Oilers in 6 the whole time, so I'm none the concerned. But I will tell you right now, for the Oilers, there's a couple of things they can't do the rest of the series here. And there's a couple of things very, very evident in this game one. It's not. I'm not saying it's a terrible performance. In fact, I think it was a perfect performance, perfect road performance. You did just enough to tell Florida, hey, we're going to push you this playoffs, but you didn't give away the secret sauce that's going to win you the playoffs and the Stanley Cup. So I like where the Oilers were at. I like what happened in game one despite the loss. That said, there's a couple of things the Oilers need to work on here going into game number 2, because they continue. They are not going to win these series. They are not going to win the Stanley Cup. But before we get there, friends, if you are new to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button here on Dolynny TV. We're closing in on 16,200 subscribers here tonight. Would appreciate you doing that for me. Stick around. We're going to have lots of coverage. But that said, for the Oilers, tonight, Florida, they're a tough team. They're somewhat greasy. That's not a fault. I'm not making fun of them for that. Quite honestly, I like greasy hockey teams because, hey, you got to have a little edge. You got to have a little something, right? That said, the Oilers can't be every time they're touched, every time they're dumped to the ice, every time they feel like something didn't go their way in terms of getting a power play. You can't be looking at the ref for laying on the ice with your face covered. You just can't. And there were so many instances of that tonight where it's like, guys, you're better than that. You're in the Stanley Cup finally. You've earned your right to be here. You don't need to cry your way to a cup, right? I want to win straight up. I don't want to win on the power play. I want to win 5-on-5. Didn't do that tonight. I don't care. We still got 6 more games to possibly do it. But, yeah, I was a little embarrassed as an Oilers fan tonight, seeing the Oilers every time they were dumped to the ice by Florida and they felt, oh, we should have had a penalty, or, oh, my God, they can't get away with that. They're crying, right? And it's not necessarily always to the ref, but you know every time an Oilers player is on the ice, the refs are looking to see what the reaction is. And I'm like, oh, guys, come on. We are better than this. And ultimately, yes, it's a 2-0 loss, but that is my most frustrating point. Outside of something you have heard me, if you watch the channel regularly, yell and complain about all playoffs long. It's my biggest pet peeve when it comes to the Oilers this year in the playoffs, is they are losing the face-off battle heavily in the games they are losing. You can't do that. In the playoffs, in the regular season, in the NHL, it's a game of possession nowadays. And guess what? The Oilers got out face-off 34-23. You know how different the last 4 minutes would have played out if they would have won 2 or 3 more face-offs? Quite honestly, no telling, because just getting that pressure on Florida that you do because you win a face-off instead of scrambling up and hoping and praying, right? It was tough. It was tough to watch the Oilers, again, cry and complain every time they were touched, and also secondarily as well, lose the face-off dot by 11, right? There was 57 face-offs total tonight, so that's not really a lot, but still a lot. But 34 divided by 57, Florida was dang near 60% in the draw. The Oilers will only win this series. I am quite honest. Same against Vancouver, same against Dallas, here against Florida. You will only, as the Edmonton Oilers, win this series if you keep the face-offs as close to even as possible. I'm not talking 50, I'm talking 48 to 52. You keep it in that range or exceed the 52, you will be fine. But my goodness, you cannot be losing 60% of the face-off draws against Florida and expect to win. That is what you just can't do. So, oh man, there's 2 big things there that I just can't believe. But there is to be said, the penalty kill was awesome again tonight. They killed off a bunch of penalties, right? Florida power play is 0 for 3 to start the, 0 for 2 to start the series. So that's good news right there. Biggest thing now for the rest of the ride home is you got to keep that penalty kill at above 90%. I mean, you just can't allow goals on the penalty kill. Sergei Bobrovsky, 32 saves, the shutout and a 3-0 victory. He's going to be the reason the Florida Panthers win if they win. So you cannot allow for extra little cheesy victory incentives there for Florida, right? A power play goal, 2 gifts tonight, right? The 1-0 and 2-0 goals. The Oilers, some brain farts there. Yeah, everybody can complain about Nurse and Ceci being back together, and that's disaster, but I don't care. I don't care if it's Kulak. I don't care if it's Broberg. I don't care if it's Bouchard and Ekholm. You just got to play defense. Again, we got stuck with the 6 guys we got. We got a 7th. Yeah, okay, fair enough. But we are stuck with 7 guys here that can possibly do the job. And I don't care who you are on that defense. You just got to do it. I don't care what the fans think. I don't care what I think. I don't care what my cousin up in Nunavut thinks, to be quite honest with you. Just don't be dumb, right? And I think there was a couple of silly mistakes there. I don't care that it was Nurse and Ceci. Quite honestly, it doesn't matter, because it might be Nurse and Ceci tonight. It could be Kulak and Broberg tomorrow, and everyone's doing the exact same thing, jumping all over those guys. So, end of the day, let's just clean up the mistakes, play a good game, and I'm going to tell you, you are not going to get shut out every single game of this series. Not if the Oilers are peppering 30-plus goals on the net on Bobrovsky. After some of the saves he made tonight, he's going to be a hurting unit Monday. Stuart Skinner had a relatively calm night in net, so that's good news for us. Florida obviously had 18 shots all told, so Skinner not a very overall amazing night, but also not the reason you lost tonight, right? I think, quite honestly, you just couldn't solve Bobrovsky, and that's fine. Hey, you know what? It's game 1, not game 7. Cup's not lost yet. Cup's far from lost. You lose the series in game 1, you're a lot more mentally weak than any of us gave the Oilers credit for in November. I'll tell you that much. So I think the Oilers, very much so, with McDavid and Draisaitl and Hyman and Nuge and Bouchard being shut down on that power play, are going to be coming out with a vengeance in game number 2. You just clean up the crybaby act every time you get touched by Florida on a greasy play, and you also clean up the face-off dot. All will be good. Skinner was good enough to win tonight. Yeah, he gave up 2 goals. Guess what? You give up 2 goals as the Oilers, you win usually 85% of the time. So he's good enough to win tonight, in my opinion. And for the Oilers this evening, an effort that they can be proud of, just clean some stuff up. Let's go. Game 2, let's get this going. And we'll see you Monday night. Friends, thanks so much for being aboard this evening. Really do appreciate it. Again, it's 3-0 final. That really played to a 2-1, 3-2 kind of game. Just the Oilers fired pucks over top of the net. Missed pucks. Bobrovsky made some incredible saves. Couldn't steal the deal on some breakaways. What have you. You know what? It's a game 1. It was good playoff hockey. It was good Stanley Cup Finals hockey. And for the first time in 18 years, I just watched the Oilers play a game in the Stanley Cup Finals. I'm pretty jacked up about that, to be quite honest with you. You have a great night. I'm going to go party in Crossfield right now. Everybody, let's get ready for Monday. I'm up on out of here. And for those of you watching on the live stream, thanks so much for being great to chat with here tonight. Sam, thank you so much for the super chat. If I was healthy tonight, we might have won. This message, does this buy a massage in Crossfield? I will tell you, I don't like the ball diamond massages. The guys that come to the ball diamond do handing out the free massages. But thank you again, Sam, so much for the super chat. Very much appreciate that. I did not expect to come back to that after the post-game rant there, but everybody, thank you so much for being aboard for the ride. Blood as well, missed you there with the super chat. Oh my goodness, you guys were throwing down there while I was yelling and huffing and puffing about the Oilers. But I look forward to Monday night. Thank you so much. Again, we'll give the shout-outs one more time back home to everybody for slamming down the dollars tonight. Rick, Sam twice over, Blood once over. We just have to convert. We can do this. That is for sure. That is big news right there for the Oilers. And Trippin, of course, starting things with the $5 bomb. So here we go, friends. You have a great night. Let's get the job done and move on to game number 2.